That's the way to roll, isn't it? Good morning, good morning. Come on in. Betsy, how are you? See? It'll do it to you. It will do it to you. Julie, how are you? As crazy as she is? Okay, you guys are shaking your hair all out. All right, good morning, good morning. How is everyone? I said from beginning. There we go. Okay, I'll do that once more. How is everyone? Great. Everybody's good? Awesome. Looking around the room, I don't see anybody not here last time. Okay, first name? Shannon. And company you're with, and how long in the business?
MI Mutual, 13 years.
Awesome, good. MI Mutual, is that a... Okay, awesome, cool, very good. How'd you hear about us? Beautiful, awesome, beautiful. Good deal, you got a family friends there. I like that. Good deal. Do you live up that way?
Yep.
So you guys drove all the way down? Did you carpool? Let's see, look at that. Come on, nice. Good, and you said first name was? Shannon. Everybody else has been here before? Yes? No? First time?
Yes.
Okay, first name? Nor, spell that for me.
Noelia.
Noelia. I like that. What, where's that from? Puerto Rico. Okay, I've never heard Noelia. All right. Tener cuidado, yo entiendo español. Yo digo 2 años en mi escuela secundaria, y entonces yo trabajé en los campos del norte de California con muchos mexicanos, es donde yo puedo practicar mi español con ellos. Sí. ¿Sí? ¿Sí? Sí, totalmente. Que ayer en la noche, en la meeting ayer, una persona tiene 7 hábitos de la gente efectivo. All right, she had a Spanish version of 7 Habits of Highly Effective People, so it was good. But I always say beware, because I look white, but I can hear you. So sometimes I catch people, they start talking about me like, oh crap, he understands what I'm saying. That's bad news. So very good. No, and Noelia, what company are you with? Oh, you're with Future Home now. Welcome. All right, good. Okay, very good. Awesome. And then how long in the business?
2.5 years.
Okay, 2.5 years. All right, perfect. Awesome, good deal. Well, great. Everybody else has been here. We'll dig into it and get going. We are attempting, for the first time, we've recorded these in the past, but for the first time, Jacksonville, how's Jacksonville doing? They giving us a thumbs up?
Yes.
Okay, all right, very good. Because I launched Jacksonville the week after we launched here, but then what we're doing now is they're meeting at the office up there with a moderator, if you will, Kevin, and so we're doing this live. So they may be punching in with some questions, and we're doing it kind of a remote thing to see how that's working out for us. So everybody good? Okay, so a couple people that were new that weren't here last time, we're going to catch up on a few things, and we're going to just plow through. By the way, first thing, let me apologize for the bananas. I went to Publix this morning, and that's all they had. All right, I literally got the last 8 bananas that were in. Huh? No, we don't do bagels here. All right, I'm telling you, Capper's lunch, we feed you well. All right, you got your chicken parm yesterday. All right, from Maggiano's, but after that, we're good. And I figured the bananas, take them home in a couple days and make banana bread out of them, right? Because you're supposed to be rotten almost when you make banana bread, right? That's what we do. So, exactly. Smoothies, there you go, even better. All right, so take them back with you. Just be careful when you pick them up. They may be smoothies right now. All right, in your hand. You don't want a smoothie in your hand. So, all right. So let's roll. I want to go through. I'm just going to real quick go through some of the basics that we covered last time, and then really get into some of the meat. All right, that's the plan for this now. So let's roll. Let's turn on our thing and roll. Okay. For those of you who were here, I'm a big mindset guy. I told this story last night. Did we talk about R.A. Dickey last time? Reminded me of this story. Okay, R.A. Dickey is fresh on my mind. Baseball season's right. I'm a big baseball fan. All right, big Rays fan, season ticket holder. Even though I live in Tennessee, so let me know what teams you like to go see. I know the Orioles. All right, Sherry got you down already. All right, and we'll work out. Maybe we'll give some incentives. All right, if you do certain things. If you're doing what, I'll be your accountability partner. We get really good seats. Jim, right? Seats are really good. All right, they're awesome. Like 10 rows up, right behind home plate. They're just awesome. All right, so let me know. I'm not down here all the time, obviously, so I can't use them all the time. So I'm happy to share. But R.A. Dickey, he was a. I'm going to share this real quickly. 3-minute story with the power of the mind, because it constantly amazes me how powerful our minds are and how we don't realize it. And he's got an incredible story. So R.A. Dickey, 2012 was a Cy Young Award winner, which is in the National League, the best pitcher in the league, right? And he was a knuckleballer. And if you know what a knuckleballs they throw it real soft, right? They do it and there's no spin on it, and the ball's like a wiffle ball. It's moving around, you know. It's really hard to hit, but it's also really hard to throw strikes. So the fact that somebody could become the National League Cy Young Award winner as a knuckleballer is the first time a knuckleballer ever won the Cy Young Award. Pretty incredible. Well, I read a book that was written by him. He's got an interesting story, some struggles in life and so on and so forth. But the cool thing is this, and he's self-admitted, and he's the one that taught me this lesson. Coming out in 1997, 98, he came out of college, and his junior year is when you usually get drafted out of college in baseball. Got drafted 5th overall, and you're looking at probably an $8 to $10 million signing bonus. Okay? Good enough reason to skip your senior school. Hey, senior year of school, I can always go back to school later, right? Thank you very much. $10 million. Thank you. I'll take the money now, which would be my recommendation to my son if that were the case, right? We can always go to school you can go to class with a torn ACL, all right? You can't get $10 million if your ACL's torn, right? So with that in mind, he never signed. And what happened is it must have been, I don't know, 98 or one of the even years, because he was going to be on the Olympic baseball team. And he was on the cover of Sports Illustrated or Baseball America or something with these 5 young guns that were going to be their young gun pitching staff for the U.S. national team. And the guy who drafted him saw a picture of him, and he was old, and he said, "Look at R.A.'s arm. He's holding it kind of like, why is it cocked like that?" You know what I mean? Because everybody else is kind of like this, right? And his arm was kind of cocked up. So before they signed him, they did an analysis, and they dug through. And anybody heard? I know I got a lot of ladies in the room, and I'm not being sexist at all, but you heard of Tommy John surgery? All right, it's a very common surgery that occurs in baseball pitchers, in particular, their elbow blows out. What they did is this guy back in 1977 created first. Tommy John was the first guy he did it on. They take a ligament out of their leg because they tear a ligament in their elbow and graft it with this thing, and they regrow the new tendon in there, and it takes 1.5 years to recover from and all this kind of stuff. Well, that tendon, so they go into this guy and say, well, maybe there's something wrong. So they do all these MRIs. He doesn't have it. He doesn't have the tendon. It's gone. It never was there. All right. He was born without that tendon. All right. So this doctor who does famous for all these surgeries looks at it and goes, that is incredible to me. I've never seen anybody not have, I've seen torn ones, but I've never seen somebody without one. And he said, there's no logical way you should be able to throw as hard as you do. Because he throws 97, 98. Back in 1998, he was throwing 97, 98 miles an hour. That's why he was drafted as high as he was. So there's no logical reason why you should be able to do it. Well, they didn't sign him. He went back to college, got his degree, came out the next year and got drafted like in the 28th round. And his signing bonus was like a cup of Starbucks, right? So you go from $10 million signing bonus to, hey, you're lucky we drafted you. All right, and here you go. So he starts working his way through the minors, all right, and he gets to a point, and about 2 years in, all of a sudden, velocity, 97, 98, 94, 92, 90, 88, okay? Over, right? It's done. You throw an 88-mile-an-hour fastball in the major leagues, all right, those are called, highlight reels for the hitters. Okay, that's what an 88-mile-an-hour fastball is, right? So he's ready to quit. He reinvents himself, learns the knuckleball, and does it. But the most powerful thing I want to share with you is this. The only difference between him throwing 97 and 98 in college and a year later throwing 88 in the minors was the fact that he now knew he didn't have the tendon. When he didn't know that he didn't have the tendon, he threw 98 all. And he self-admits this in his book. He said, it's amazing. I tried every mental exercise I could to get myself convinced that there's no difference in my arm. Right? It's the same arm that's been throwing 98. Right? But his mind now had the knowledge that you don't have that and you shouldn't be able to throw. And this, and his just... So that is so powerful to me that our minds can do that to us, right? That we can allow, our minds can actually affect other parts of our physical attributes in us. It's that powerful that the only difference was because nothing changed in his arm. He never had the tendon, all right? But when he thought he was just, hey, I am who I am, he could throw 98. As soon as someone told him he had a problem, then he had a problem, all right? So I'm going to teach you, and we're going to work on, I can't teach what I don't know, and I'm not saying I'm going to teach you because I'm working on it myself, right? We're all going to work on together about mindset, all right? So the couple of you that are new here, all right, it's all different. By the way, last night we had a really good session, all right, but there were a couple new people there, and they're like, holy smokes, this is, it's like, is this a therapy session or is this real estate training? What's going on here? You know what I mean? We all need to be lying on couches here and saying, oh, my childhood. All right, so just be aware. Are you all shaking up? Okay, very good. I'm just teasing you. Danielle has a lot of leverage in here now because she's knocking it out. She's implementing. So implementers get all sorts of, you get all sorts of leeway with us. All right? You go sit bank-owned open houses and have 5 new buyers you didn't have last time we saw you. You get all sorts of leeway with us. All right? Good job. All right. Okay. She's rocking and rolling. Good deal. Okay. So understand the power of the mind. All right? That's just a quick story. Replace fear and failure habits. We're going to get rid of them. All right? Or at least try and get rid of some of them. Okay? Because they're there, and we got to figure out how to get rid of them. Or actually, you know what? You never get rid of them because they're ruts in our brain. So I'm going to help you replace them. Right? We got to fill in right now I just came from Tennessee, all right? Got potholes all over the place. So what happens, water gets in, it gets frozen, expands, and now all of a sudden, man, you got potholes you never knew were there. And so we're going to fill those potholes in, all right? We got potholes in our brain, all right, that are fear and failure habits. We're going to replace it because you have to fill it in, all right? Fair enough? All right, we're going to pre-play what it's going to look and feel like to achieve our goal. We're going to be honest about where we are and what it's going to take to get there. We're not going to lie to ourselves. Okay? We've lied to ourselves long enough. Lying to ourselves has gotten us where we are. Okay? Again, this is me talking to me. Telling, that's just where we are. Okay? All right. Imagine this. We went through this. Netting. By the way, 100,000, we just picked that number out of the air. For some people, 100,000 is a great goal. Some people, it's way too high. They can't even imagine it. Some people, it's way too low. All right? We just picked a number. Make your number your number. And also realize that we're not just talking about money here. Money just is a representation of options in our eyes, right? It buys you options, allows you to do things that you're supposed to do, okay? And can do. When I say supposed to, the things that I think you're destined on earth to do, right? That you're put on earth here to fulfill a deeper purpose, all right? And money is one of those things that allows you to do that and actually be passionate about something other than selling real estate or doing loans, quite frankly, all right? It's a means to an end, but there's something deeper that you're here for, all right? Okay, imagine this, enjoying the real estate business or enjoying the loan business. Kind of tough to enjoy the loan business when they change the frickin' programs every 3 minutes, right?
Yeah, but I'm in sales, so I'm
Okay, very good. There, I love it. Exactly. I don't know if we talked about this last time. It's one of the things I'm going to recommend. I don't know if you saw a post on 100K group page this morning, but somebody posted already Dave Ramsey's Financial Peace University because we talked a little bit about that. Hey, good morning.
Good morning.
Good. Financial Peace University we recommend it because I'm a big proponent of it. All right. It's not brain surgery, by the way, what he teaches in that class. You can go attend that class at most churches or other nonprofits offer it a lot around. Okay, it costs $100 or something to go. Best $100 you'll ever not spend, but invest. All right. It's just incredible stuff. It teaches you. It's just smart stuff. Okay. We could teach the principles in about 5 minutes. All right. Put away a $1,000 emergency fund. All right. He calls it his Murphy's fund. Okay. Yep. Okay? Why it's called a Murphy's Fund is because you know Murphy's Law, right? Okay? He said all of a sudden, when you have $1,000 ready for an emergency, all right, guess what? Your transmission doesn't go out, right? But when you don't have that $1,000, dadgummit, there it goes, right? When I carry my umbrella, it doesn't rain, all right? But sure enough, I leave the umbrella at home, here comes the deluge, right? So that's all he calls it. First, that's the first thing you do. Before you start paying off any debt, you start living with cash, so you get ahead of the game and say, I'm prepared for an emergency if it comes. Major emergency, maybe not so much, but at least $1,000 worth of emergency. Then the next thing you can do is start on your debt snowball. You start attacking your debt while simultaneously trying to build up 6 months of reserve. That's your big one. That's your next step, is that you start to build up 6 months of your living expenses put away. All right? Cash readily available some way. You can invest it, but make sure it's liquid. All right? So you can get to it if you needed to. All of a sudden something happens, lose your, have a swelling of the heart or whatever happened, right? And now you can't sell real estate. Okay? I'm not going to panic because I got 6 months at least, stored away. Right? After that, you begin to really attack your debt. And the way he teaches it, he calls it the debt snowball. It's pretty cool. All you do is, there are different, pay out the high interest rates first. No, he teaches the lowest balance first, right? Which makes sense. Because let's say you got 8 credit cards. All right? 8, yeah. All right, let's say you have 8 credit cards. All right? Only 8? Yeah. All right? Okay, so I'm there. So you got these 8 credit cards, and you got one with a $300 balance. All right, you do everything you can. You're going to lean up. You got to find a way to either make more money or spend less, or both, ideally, right? So you lean up and you attack. You get rid of that 300. And then you're going to take the money that you were spending, your minimum payment on that 300, and apply it to the next one. All right, so now you've got $318 going to the next one, and that one has a balance of $1,200, and you get rid of that one. But you also had a minimum payment of $50 on that one. So now you got 50 plus 18, you got 68, and the 300 that you had, so now you got 368 to attack the next one. And you just keep going up and up and up until you get rid of it all. All right? Now we'll talk a lot about discipline. It takes a ton of discipline. All right? A ton. Because guess what? You got to that position because you weren't. Right? That's why you have 8 credit cards that have balances on them. All right? It's because you weren't disciplined. So it's going to take a paradigm shift, to borrow a Covey term, right? To get us out of that. Fair enough? All right. I get way off on that and join the real estate business. Join the real estate business. I'm telling you, you give me one bullet point and we can be 2 hours later, and here we go. All right? You haven't found that out about me, you soon will. All right. Working with people you want to work with. Remember that? We're gonna learn to shake off those. Shake it off. All right. We're gonna shake off the people who don't want our help. All right. Real quick, Danielle great concept. She had an app, right, that she shared on our Facebook group page. By the way, new people, Facebook group page right down here, facebook.com/groups the100K Club. The100K Club, join it. All right, great information flowing in there. All right, really cool stuff. People sharing victories, people sharing struggles, things they're doing. Danielle had an app that she used on her iPad, right, to register people that came in their open house. She also threw out the idea that she was giving, say, hey, if you sign up here, everybody comes through, I'm going to give away a $10 to $15, whatever it was, gas card, all right, for anybody who registers. Cool idea, right? She said gas card because that way if nobody came, then she could still use the gas card, right? And so she was good to go, which is awesome. Here's another thought on that, though, all right? Nothing wrong with that, but what I want you to get to the point is that you don't have to talk people into registering. Matter of fact, if you have to talk them into registering with you, they're really just a cold lead. You know what I mean? If you had to talk them into saying, please give me your information, all right, end of the day, when you go send them something, what's their response going to be? Dude, I gave you my number because I wanted the $10 card. You know what I mean? I'm not looking to buy a house. And that's cool. Nothing wrong with it. But what I'm saying is, ideally, you want to get to the point where, hey, please take my information, James, right? That's where you want them to be. Is like, man, this person, James knows what he's doing, and I need him to help me buy a house. Please call me, right? Is that a funner call to call back, right, than one that said, hey, look, I popped in, right? So we're going to get really good, all right, at that kind of stuff by doing, and we're going to learn to work with the people who want to be worked with, right? I want to help those who want to help me. I don't want to push a rope, all right? Pushing a rope's no fun. Doesn't work, all right? All right, you just want to, let me go help people who want my help. Fair enough? All right, cool. I'm going to control the transaction for the transaction. That's just getting things organized, okay? All right, that's just getting organized in your business, all right? Running your business like a business. For once in your life, being true to your priorities, all right? Saying, hey, look, you know what? My family, God, family, and all that kind of stuff come first, and I'm going to actually spend that kind of time doing that because truly work becomes not my top priority because I'm busy enough as it goes, all right? Things are happening. Discovering your purpose in life, attacking each day with energy and vitality, all right? Once you have an excitement level in this business, you'll never set the alarm clock again. You're ready to roll, right? It's time to go. I got things to do. That's great. My time is blocked out. All right. We've heard the term time block, right? From what book was that again? All right. There you go. 7 Levels Communication. All right. Time blocking, getting things squared away. We're going to talk some more about that in a later session. But you know what? Time blocking is cool because there is freedom and structure. Yeah. Sorry, I said that right. Structure and freedom. Freedom and structure. How about this? Creating a residual income. Imagine creating an actual residual income from the business. All right, we talked about planting orange groves, right? Where these orange groves where eventually we could just go pick the fruit, all right? Or better yet, pay somebody else to pick the fruit while we sit on the porch sipping in a lemonade, right? That's or orange juice, okay? Well, so we may as well support our own, right, industry, right? All right, and do it. Okay, that sounds great, Bob, but that's, that's not my life. You haven't seen me. Yeah, you don't know what is going on with me, all right? I'm a train wreck right now, waiting to happen or have already happened. My hair's frazzled, I'm all upside down, and I'm shaking around like this business is crazy. All right, okay. What we're going to do is we're going to study those who have done it and are already doing it. All right, nothing new under the sun. I'm not going to reinvent the wheel. Guess what? I don't know. Here's what if you guys are like last night's group, fun group last night, but they all read this, none of them read this. Okay? This is fun, easy. Woo, this is exciting. Yeah, real estate. Woo, yeah, that's a great story. Easy to read. This is one page, like, son of a man. He's like filleting my soul, right? Okay, it's not an easy read, all right? And he's using I had to keep a thesaurus next to me, right? What does that mean? It's just to expand in my. You can shake away all you want, all right? And so with that in mind, what you're going to learn though is that there's nothing new under the sun. That once we start to really read this. We're going to learn that Michael has read this, right? I'm just telling you, Michael has read a lot of other things and that he compiled into this, all right? A lot of his stuff is, who's the by referral only? Is that Buffini? Or?
No, Joe Stump.
Joe Stump, okay. Michael was part of those groups, all right? He tweaked some things, compiled it, took the little bit, made it in a nice, easy-to-read form. But a lot of it's, again, nothing new under the sun. And Michael would admit this, all right? But he's just did it in a different way and with maybe a little bit different tweak, a little bit different focus on some of that stuff. Okay, so it's really cool. All right. We're going to learn from others in the room. That's big. By the way, we are creating a culture here. And in the room could be physically in the room here or in that room right down there. Okay? That's on, in between the times we meet. That room is very powerful. We're going to create a culture, and we have it already in that room where there's so much we're just sharing. Danielle said, I'm not afraid to share my app for sign in for open houses. Big deal, right? Because there's so much business. Because what we're going to learn to do is stop chasing and start attracting business. And we know that people do business with people they know, like, and trust, right? And the people that know, like, and trust Danielle are different than the people that know, like, and trust Pam. And because of that, there's no fear about me sharing a trade secret with somebody that someone's going to steal my business. No. The people that know, like, and trust you and know, like, and trust you are different. So there's nothing stealing going on anyway. We're all just creating our own little business network, all right, where things are happening. So we're free to share. There's abundance. We're living in a spirit of abundance, all right? There is plenty for all right? And that's how we're going to roll. We're going to focus on income-producing activities. We're going to hire out non-income producing activities. We're going to get to a point in our life where if we can pay somebody $12 an hour to do it, we're not going to do it. Okay? Now, some of us aren't there yet, and I get that. You have to do it. But there will come a time where if somebody will do it for $12 an hour, by the way, there's a lot that can be done right now for $12 an hour. Okay? Then you're going to learn not to do it. We're going to learn from our mistakes. Again, you know what? We're talking about this. By the way, quick. So yesterday, I fly in Monday night. My brother-in-law comes in. Jim and I meet bright and early, right? 8:30 a.m. at Maureen's house to film. We're write this down. Matter of fact, don't write this down. I had better luck last night when I said, don't write this down. That's when they had picked up their pen. All right, so reverse psychology. All right, whatever works for you. The realestatetrainingchannel.com. The realestatetrainingchannel.com. Those of you who are already online, don't go there. It's not live. Okay? It's coming. All right, what we're going to do, here's our vision for that. What's our vision, Jim? That was one of your lines.
That was the hardest one to get.
Yeah, exactly.
Don't make me do it again.
Okay, all right. He started shaking.
I had to redo that like 3 times.
Yeah, that's right, exactly. We were trying to get through all this, and we had to go many, many takes, all right? And we had different wardrobe changes, how we wanted to look, and so we were trying to, because all it is the intro to this. It's like the lead video on the front of the site, okay? And here's the goal, all right? What is it? It's a fun, relevant, dynamic. There you go. That was the word. Dynamic.
Shortened it down.
That's right. Jim was trying to get his line out.
It was like
Dynamic.
It was like 8 bullet points.
Let's get it down to 2. All right, good. So, what's that? I'm sure Tim has a ton. There are plenty of bloopers, so we'll get to see them. All right, and we'll weed out the 4-letter words that we were saying, like "son of a," because Jim would nail his, and they'd come to me, and I'd screw mine up, and he'd be like, "Oh crap!" Now Jim has to do his again. So funny. Anyway. So we're up at 8:30 doing this, and long day. We went there, and we only did it for 2 hours. Then we had to go to the capper's lunch, and then we came back and finished up in the afternoon and got all these takes done. But the realestatetrainingchannel.com, here's what's going to happen with that. It's going to be available for everybody. Our goal is for it to be, not just future home agents, experienced agents, brand new agents, yet to be licensed agents, just to, because we're learning that brand new agents about to be licensed, one of the hot buttons, obviously, is training, right? Yeah, we got a great, compensation plan, but the compensation plan is null and void if I never have a deal to get compensated on, right? So how do I get trained to do that? And so we're doing it. It's going to be a completely mobile site, completely compatible with all mobile devices, so tablets, your phones, smartphones, everything. The design is that you could take it anywhere, all right? Soccer practice, car line, picking up the kids, at the gym, wherever, all right? Available to everybody. So it will be coming live hopefully in the next 3 to 4 weeks, but we're going to pour a ton of data in here. This will be, this kind of stuff will be there, but nuts and bolts, 4 different sections. Was it nuts and bolts, like the biz, all right? That was one, another gym. The biz is just, kind of some business building things. Jumpstart, which is like, hey, if you're just getting started in the business or you need a restart in the business, all right, what do we do? And then Thrive, that's what I'm my passion about is Thrive. Thrive is stuff like this. How do we start learning to stop chasing and start attracting, and how do we become more attractive? That's working on ourselves a little bit, okay, and doing it. So those 4 different sections will be in there. It'll be something you can go watch for 10 minutes, and if it's a 20-minute video, pause it, come back later, come back and pick it up right where you left off. It's pretty cool, all right? Available to everybody. It's going to be out there to the public, all right? But with that being said, we're also developing a terms of service, because we also know that other agents from other companies will be watching this. That's our goal, ideally, in addition to our agents, right? But full disclosure, so those of you who aren't with us right now, if I say something that differs from what your broker is telling you, all right, you need to go with what your broker's telling you. Full disclosure, this is being recorded. We got that live. All right, when you go to the site, you're going to have to check a box saying I've read the terms of service, just so I can protect myself, saying my broker said you can't sit another open house at not that your broker did, but other people do, right? My broker says we can't sit I'm Keller Williams and I can't sit Coldwell Banker's open house. You know what I mean? That's we know we're cool with it, all right? All that kind of stuff. That being said, it reminded me here, because when I say learn from our mistakes and I say you have full permission to go make mistakes, all right? I'm speaking to only people that I'm in charge of. All right? Okay? Your broker may not agree with me saying that. Okay? So if they disagree, then don't go with that. All right? All right? But I'm giving you full throttle. All right? Now, don't be an idiot, right? Don't be blatant and go, do stuff that is completely wrong. But, just, go do it. How do we learn? All right? We're going to talk about it, right? In this book, he talks about the upward spiral of life. Remember? LIFE. Learn, implement, fail, evaluate, then go relearn. Right? It's just upward spiral. Learn, implement, fail, evaluate. Learn, implement, fail, evaluate. The key operative word, I think the operative letter is F. Right? Because if you're not effing, okay? If you're not effing, then, I'm just kidding. If you're not failing, all right, then you're not doing anything. The only agent I've ever had in our group that made no mistakes is one who never sold a home, right? It's just going to happen, right? It's just stuff. Remember the proverb? Where there are no oxen, the stable is clean, right? So that's okay to have a dirty stable, all right? Because it means stuff's happening. You have some oxen, all right? Fair enough? All right. We're going to grow personally. You know, I'm about that, and that's that thrive portion. We're going to feed off synergy. What's going to happen is Jim's going to sit there and say, man, Danielle had an open house on a Wednesday. Ugh, I need to do that maybe. I got to try that. Maybe someone's going to say, Jim had an open house on a Thursday. I always thought Saturday was the only one. Why would Jim, you went and had an open house yesterday, didn't you, after the cappers luncheon? Yeah? Awesome. What? Got nothing else going on? I need more business. He sat at a table with a guy who did 110 transactions, right? So Jim came at him and said, Dad gum, I'm going to get that guy this year, all right? Because I'm going to go get it done. It's just incredible, what happens. So, hey, welcome, Lee. All right, we're going to stop making and accepting your lame excuses. Okay? They're lame. Everybody ready? Look at me. Everybody repeat after me. My excuses are lame. They are. All right, I know you cuddle them and you think they're not that lame. All right? It's when they're my excuse. Oh, that's a valid excuse. But Scott's, his is lame. All right? And what's Scott doing? Cuddling his and saying, oh, my excuse is valid, but Bob's are lame. All right? All our excuses are lame. Okay? Might have a valid reason why you can't come to a session or do something. That's fine. All right? The difference in a reason and an excuse. All right? Stop accepting them. We're too easy on ourselves. All right? We're going to talk about that later as well. Exercise your freedom to choose. We haven't got to habit 1 yet. Some of you haven't even cracked the book yet. But those of you who did, we haven't even really got to habit 1. Okay? And habit 1 is incredible. When you talk about being proactive, okay? And you're exercising your freedom to choose. Remember, freedom to choose is that gap. Stimulus, response. Humans are unique in that animals are instinctual. They just stimulus, respond. Okay? Humans have the ability, we don't exercise it enough, to stop, pause, and say, I'm going to decide what I'm going to do today. All right? That freedom to choose makes us unique. All right? So we're going to exercise that. We're going to live in accountability. That's not fun. All right? Not fun right now, I tell you. You know how I know it's not fun? Because I've said this for 40 years. And first of all, about 10% of our agents actually come to a 100K meeting. All right? And I'll be honest with you, about 10% of our agents who come to the 100K implement. All right? I will say guarantee 10% of the 10% have ever got an accountability partner. True one. All right? I'm just here to tell you. Prove me wrong, I dare you. Okay? All right? But I'm just telling you, we're going to talk a little bit at the end because I want to try and see if we can up the ante a little bit this round. Okay? I think I've been too soft on me and on everybody else in the past sessions, not really pushing to make sure, hey, look, are we doing what I know, Danielle, you're KW, have you been to Bold? No. Okay. I know. But if you've been to Bold? Okay. They don't mess around in Bold, right? Okay. You come in with your assignments done or you're out. Is that correct? And guess what? You pay $800 to go to Bold, right? So guess what? You're out and you sign this something saying, hey, look, I'm out. All right, I just lost my opportunity to come back, and I just wasted $800. So, not that I'm going to charge $800 for the next session here, but I want us to mentally get to the point, like I have my time, your time is worth every bit of the $800. Just each session you're here. Don't waste it, right? You could be doing other things right now, I get it, all right? But you're coming in here because you know fortitudo percentium. You know that there's strength through knowledge. Right? And that's what you're here to get. All right? So apply it. Don't just waste your time. If you're going to waste your time, don't come. We'll pare it down. We'll meet in the conference room. There's only 6 of us. All right? That's cool. All right? Let's come. Let's do it. All right? Fair enough? All right. We're going to learn live a disciplined life. All right? Freedom and structure. All right? That's that oxymoronic phrase that we use that says that there's freedom. The more structured we are, the freer we are. Seems weird, but it's true. Okay? Because now all of a sudden you find time you didn't know you have. What was it Chuck was saying? The most productive day you'll ever have is the day before vacation. Right? It's the one day, all right? Let's say you go on 2 vacations a year. 2 days out of the year, you actually made a to-do list. Right? Because you know there are things you got to get done. Dog's got to go to the kennel. That you write it down, right? Got to make sure, man, you know what? I can't mess around today because I got a plane to catch tomorrow morning. Right? Well, what if we treated every day like that? Right? There's a theory out there that says if you treated every day like it was the day before vacation, you'd be really productive. All right? Matter of fact, you'd probably be really productive in the morning and have some great afternoons to go hang out and do what you want. All right? But no, we kind of piddle through things, and next thing you know, it's 5 o'clock and we got nothing done. All right? We being me. All right? I'm talking to myself. Consistently evaluate progress. Remember that one? We're not going to let ourselves get way off track. We're going to correct. Small correction, small correction. Remember trip to the moon? Right? Trip to the moon. Small correct, small correct, small correct, small correct. A lot easier to small correct than it is to big correct. Okay? Fair enough. All right? Chuck, how's Jacksonville doing? Are they hanging in there? Type them a message and say, how you doing? All right. Okay. Want to make sure. Oh, that's great. I want to make sure. How you doing? All right. Type them. Oh, hey, Jacksonville, type us a message and let us know how you're doing. Okay. Okay. Consistently evaluate progress. And here we go. Planting corn. Okay? Those of you that are new, planting corn just means business right now. Fast, fast, fast. How are we going to get business right now? Okay, now I got to say this quietly because right next door, they're teaching a class. It's called SRS. What does SRS stand for? It's Seller Representative Specialist. Okay? It's a designation. You can be a Seller Representative Specialist. All right? They subscribe to this theory. If you're going to last in this business, you better, that's what they're saying over there, right? You better list. Better list, better list, better list. Okay? In here, we're teaching work with buyers. Okay? Touchdown. Hashtag we win. All right? I truly believe it. I really do. There's nothing wrong with that over there. I'm not faulting them at all. Okay? But I think they're all chasing the same bean. Right? There are 8 listings in their zip code that are ready to happen this week, and there are 52 of them chasing those 8 listings. All right? Why not just go work with buyers and go list when their aunt says, hey, you took care of my niece, I appreciate that, I'm ready to list my home. You know, there's no competition. There's not even a discussion really about commission. All right? It's just a done deal. At that point, you become an order taker. Right? It's not a listing presentation. It's like, really, you could email them the documents and say, here you go. All right, have it all filled out, and we can come by. And so I need to come see the house because I need to snap photos. Right? But it's a done deal. All you're doing is taking an order. Right? A lot easier. Let's go there. All right? That's funner to me. All right, than having to dance. Remember we talked about dancing for your dinner? Right? Having to go in there and do that. I'm the best listing agent in the world. I'm the best listing agent in the world. Right? Okay? We do that trying to think that, that... I don't know. If you do that, great. If you're a good dancer, I was never a good dancer, obviously. Right? You just saw it. All right? And so, with that in mind, all right, let's do it a different way. Let's at least study a different potential way. All right? Fair enough? Let's open up our minds to say that there might be a different way. Can I get there with you? Will you take me there? Will you go there with me? Come with me, if you will. All right? To that place. All right? Then we get that done. All right. Bank-owned open houses. Okay? They work, Danielle? Here we go. All right, because we got Jacksonville, they need to hear you.
Yeah, it worked amazing. It's like I was as happy as a pig in mud.
Can you hear me? Okay. Hey, so I remember on your post, you just got your signs in and you put a call into the very first
one. I actually did my own zip code.
Yeah.
And I looked in my neighborhood.
Was she with your office?
She's with Keller Williams, but not mine.
Okay, cool. Fair enough.
So I just looked in my neighborhood. I knew there was a lot of foreclosures in there, and there was one 2 seconds away from my house.
Right.
In beautiful condition.
Yeah, good.
So, she had the house cleaned for me. The floors cleaned. She had scheduled yard work, but it didn't get done in time. So it worked perfect. And the biggest thing was my signs. I ordered what I could afford at the time, but now I can get a few more, and I'm definitely going to do that.
And your signs are on the 100K picture of them, right? So if you go to the 100K, they're the black ones, yellow with the black writing, correct?
And I feel like that means such a difference compared to the red and white ones.
Yeah.
Because they stand out.
Right.
I mean, I was at a gas station putting up a sign, and a guy stopped me and was like, what house is this? How much is it? Can I have your business card? And I was like, and then Mercedes. I'm like, yeah, here's 5. Here's friends.
You and 5 of your Mercedes driving friends,
exactly.
right?
So, I mean, it was great.
That's all, and I mean, I told you the story. I know you guys were doubting me when I told you the story, my first one, and people followed me in, right? And we were joking around about that. But you You couldn't get the first sign out before somebody stopped you.
No, I couldn't. And
Yeah.
I got to the house and I put up my laptop. I didn't even have a chance to turn anything on. I didn't even have a chance to do anything. It was 12:01 when I had my first person walk in.
Yeah. A lot funner. Is that a funner open house than you ever had? Okay. It's just, guys, this stuff works because it's all about the traffic, right? Now, speaking of that, Sherry Lowry has an opportunity. Which one do you have? Okay, what's that? Wagon Wheel. Okay. All right. So, and Lee, do you still have openings or you know? Or just, are you? Okay. Both Sherry and Lee trade back and forth on the Wagon Wheel flea market here, all right, locally. And what do you mean wagon? They sit, they have a little booth, right? It says bank foreclosure open houses or whatever, bank foreclosure info or something, right? And they need people to sit that, hours at the location. And they meet people, right?
35, 40 leads I got last weekend. People that are looking for houses. One of them.
What's that?
$1 million buyer.
Okay, I'm gonna repeat what you said for them. All right, so at the Wagon Wheel Flea Market, she had 35 to 40 people Saturday and Sunday coming through because it's all about traffic, guys. If you be outside the box. Somebody at one point thought outside the box, took that idea and said, "Hey, look, I'm gonna do something even different. Where are people? All right, and they go hang out there. People come in, and guess what? You find qualified buyers there
Absolutely.
at the flea market.
Yeah, absolutely. Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
All kinds. I get
Cash buyers.
Yes, a lot of cash buyers actually.
You know why cash buyers? You know why they have cash?
Because they save money by shopping at the flea market.
Thank you. They save money by shopping at the flea market. Okay? It's true. It's the Millionaire Next Door book, that concept, right? That, you never know you're living next door to a millionaire because it's the Sam Walton drove a 1983 pickup, right? Could have bought Ford, all right? But he, still drove a 1983 Ford pickup. So it's just that kind of concept, guys. It's all about the traffic. It really is. And when you have more chances, when you have 14 people come through, Danielle, you got a better chance of having 5 solid leads than you did if you only had 2 people come through regular. See, working this afternoon. Perfect. He has to buy now. That's that. Then one guy from our last night's class, Tyler, wrote 3 cash offers over the weekend. All right, from people he had met at open houses. And the thing is, guys, I told him I had to raise the bar. That was my response, right? My goal was 1 qualified buyer for each day you sit in open house. It said, and Tyler's writing 3. I said, holy smokes, I'm limiting you guys. We got to raise the thermostat a little bit, right? Or borrow a bold term, right? You set your financial thermostat, right? We got to raise our thermostat a little bit and get to the expectation a little higher, all right? Forget 1. Let's go more.
I was gonna say, I feel like the foreclosures and maybe some of that to attract a lot more the investors, the cash people, because I did have a couple of those as well. They'd be like, well, just start sending me some listings and I'll see if there's anything I find.
Fair.
But I'm just want a cash investment. I don't know if you come across that too.
See that at least once on every open house.
Yeah.
I get somebody coming in there, I'm an investor.
Yeah.
Perfect. And you know what we're going to talk about? We'll do a breakout session early, one of these sessions. Everybody will have to come an hour early, all right? And we're going to do a how to speak the language of an investor, all right? Because it's going to be, here's the language of an investor. If you're a flipper, all right, here's the language. Ready? Buy low, fix it up, sell high. Done. Okay, into class. Okay, that's great. I'm talking about the investor. I'm going to teach you to talk the language of an investor who's a buy and hold, right? A buy and hold investor is a different animal, right? Okay, and we're going to learn to talk about ROI and what do they mean by cap rate, or how do I analyze this investment for them from that perspective, okay? So we're going to talk through all of that. But again, the key is you're going to find some investors, great. For me, you know what's funny? I just was reminded, I told you about how, let me get to here. Converting that, let me ask you this, 14 chances, right, Danielle? Jim, you're getting good at it already. You got this down, all right? Okay? You had to interview people you were arresting all the time. So, that's old hat to you, right? Learn how to work with people. Danielle, 14 people through, all right? That would have taken you 5 weeks of open houses to get 14 people through. So how much better are you now when people walk through? Already, right.
And the thing too about my neighborhood was it was really easy for me to make conversation because I was very familiar with the area and everything I could possibly be. So
Perfect.
It was easy conversation.
That was just how long you been in the business?
April 1st will be a year.
Okay, perfect, awesome. Okay? We love that. All right? By the way, if you're older in the business, people like Danielle are going to smoke you. All right? They're going to outwork you. All right? They're going to outwork you. If you only have your Orange Grove going, you better get it going. All right? Because she's going to run in. You think your aunt's going to use you? Your aunt's going to walk into her open house and say, hey, I like her enthusiasm. I'm ready to go. All right? Might make for an awkward Thanksgiving dinner for you. All right? When your aunt's there saying, hey, I used a friend of yours. All right? You guys were in class together. All right? She implemented, you didn't. Ooh! All right? Look out. Okay. Become an expert in investor buying. Okay, here we go. All right, we just got done saying. Okay, because I knew this was going to happen, right? That we're going to have. Then this. Work first-time home buyers with vigor. I just saw another post. Brian Heckman, you guys, Brian Heckman does some business with us, and a great guy. And Rich Solkins, one of our agents at our cappers lunch yesterday. A year ago, Brian and Rich worked together. Brian helped her get the financing, and they sold this young girl. I think she worked at Publix, single young lady, 24 years old, bought, down payment assistance, the whole ball of wax, helped her get a place. Rich said he worked with her because she actually came into an open house, a regular open house that he was doing, and basically said, hey, look, I'm trying to do this, and no one will return my call. I have 4 agents that started working with me, and they've dropped off. They just, aren't willing to, can you help me? Okay? By the way, did Rich, when he said yes, did he have to talk her into registering? No, right? So can you help me? All right? That's the kind of lead you want. Can you please help me? All right, yes, I can, right? Let me see what I can do, right? That's all he started with. So he got her with Brian. Next thing you know, took a while, but got her through the process. Conveyor belt, she spat out the other end. Approved buyer, ready to go. Bought a little townhome and everything else. She was the one I told you that blew up social media, right? Rich said he could attest like literally within the next year, this following year, he sold 6 homes from just her singing his praises. Here we go. Rich is the best. Brian's awesome. Rich and Brian are the best. And then, her friends are like, WTF, how'd you buy a house? What's going on? And so it's just, she just reposted again. I saw it because she tagged Rich in it, and I follow Rich, right? So she tagged Rich. I can't believe it's been a year already. So many thanks to Rich Solkin and Brian Heckman. I'm telling you guys, you cannot buy enough billboards. Yeah. All right? Awesome. To get that kind of exposure. All right? That is what it's all about. All right? You start doing that, and people start singing your praises. And the cool thing is, the people, remember I told you too, that you're going to connect with about 25% of the people who walk into any given open house, right? Because we all study the DISC profile, right? D-I-S-C, all right? And I lose the D-S's and C's, all right? Because they're not I's, you know what I mean? We like to hang with the I's, right? I's like to hang with I's. And so, but the other 75% were lost because they were looking for a C. Boy, I need a C. I need someone that's going to pat me on the hand, take care of me, all right? All right? I need an S. I need someone who's going to give me 15 spreadsheets, breaking this thing down, the price per square foot down to the 4th decimal. Okay? Dad, 383 a square foot? Yeah, I want 383.42. Yeah, right. Okay, S is, all right, good, and that's awesome. Okay, C, all right. Oh, C is calculating? Okay, I got it mixed up then. All right, so S is the key. Okay, all right, very good. All right, reread it. It's in the book too, so you remember what it is, all right? Okay, that's in there. But that being said, the cool thing is that it's not one personality type that's going to attract business, all right? One personality type is going to get about 25% of the people that walk through the door. My theory is, if you're going to get about 25% of the people walking through the door, let's have 15 or 20 walking through the door, right? As opposed to 4, right? Or 1 or 2, right? So let's just go do it, all right? Make that happen. And then what happens, again, Rich is, I guarantee, going to get more business because she's out there singing, hey, and she's reminding her friends, I bought a home a year ago, all right? Here you go, Rich and Brian, that's your team. That's that conference call, all right? Conference call, all right? It's our conference call every Friday, 10 a.m. Eastern. I recognize some of you have been on it, 760-569-0100, all right? Enter participant code 572423. We just hang out. Even when I'm covered up in ice up in Tennessee and can't get down my driveway, I'll still be on. All right? That's the beauty of a conference call. Okay? And all we do is help people overcome objections. Right? When I say objections, hey, what's your excuse? Why aren't you having an open house this weekend? Well, I mean, I don't have one. Well, I talked to this other person. She's got 3 others. She said, go for it. You know what I mean? I'll give you her name and number. Okay, next excuse. I don't have any signs. Oh, I got some extra. I'm not sitting one this weekend. You can come by and get mine. Okay, next excuse. All right, here we go. All right. It's perfect. Why not? Let's just, share, collaborate, and get it done. Fair enough? All right? Jump on that call. We're going to spend a ton of time doing that. If you want more listings, work with more buyers. That's just fact. All right? That's where I think, you're going to get listings out of that. Happens, right? People, hey, I got to sell. My aunt needs to sell. The house I bought 3 years ago needs to sell. Whatever. It just comes, all right? And it comes, and you're not dancing for your dinner. All right? Better way to go. Orange Grove. How'd you like the book? Good stuff, isn't it? All right? Here's the thing, guys. Like I said, he just compiled. I'll get mine. I'll stop using yours. All right? It's all right. I think I have mine marked up anyway. Here's the thing. He didn't do it. Remember, he's not reinventing the wheel. All right? He's maybe that's fine. He's finding a different way to communicate it. All right? But it's all how we know we want to live. It's just a much better way to go. I just want to read these 2 quotes from on page 12 and 13. Talking just kind of defining the generosity generation define. Right at the top there, it says, basically it means you give, the more you give, the more you get. Jay, that's the guy who led the seminar. If you remember, we went to the seminar, right? Jay shows business people like you and me how to turn our relationships into referrals. That's it. We do not subscribe to the theory that you have to ask for the referral, right? However, let me clarify this, because now this is the 3rd time I've been teaching from this book, okay? I don't know if I didn't know it enough early on the first one when I taught it, okay? That does not mean that we are not allowed to have referral conversations, right? He has referral conversations. He shows you how to have a referral conversation. The key is you have to earn the right to have the referral conversation. The backwards way we've been taught to do it in the past is to put something on the back of our card that says the sincerest form of flattery I can receive is the referral from a past client or friend of mine, or whatever I can't remember the verbiage there, right? That's backwards. You're asking for the referral before you've earned it. You have to earn that right. You give before you get. Remember the generosity cycle? It's in there, right? Generosity cycle says you start with being generous, all right? And that leads to reciprocity. And reciprocity leads to referrals. Referrals lead to profitability for you, which when you attend Financial Peace University, all right, leads to prosperity for you. And then prosperity allows you to be even more generous, and the game starts all over again. Okay? But it starts with generosity. You don't start down here. Hey, give me a referral, then I'll be generous. No. All right? Give me some fruit, then I'll put some seed in the ground. No. All right? Starts with the seed. Okay? It's the law of the harvest that Covey talks about quite a bit. Michael didn't invent anything. All right? Didn't do it. So that's on page 12. Page 13, check this out. The old days versus the new days. New way. Where'd my clicker go? Oh, thanks. Old way versus the new way on page 13, very top. In the old days, the only way to get business was cold calling, door knocking, and other ways to, quote unquote, market to strangers. Okay? Everybody spent time and money trying to attract and close people they'd never met. All right? Billboard. Let me do postcard campaign. All right? Whatever. Old days. Okay? In the generosity generation, we spend our time, energy, and effort on money on people we actually like and trust. In the end, these are the ones most valuable to our business. The A+. Right? You start grading your database. Remember, he talks about that later on. Grading your database. You're going to start, those are your ambassadors. Okay? Those of you who've read the book. All right? Start spending your time with your ambassadors, because that's who is important. Right? I'm going to pour into people I'm going to be generous. All right? But if I'm generous, and there's no reciprocity, okay, I'm going to go be generous with other people. Quite frankly, because it's not the reason I do it, all right? But I'm going to not pour good money after bad. Okay? It's just not going to happen. Because I want to do business with people. Here's the other thing. We're going to learn this, that the best people to do this business with, all right, to have as your ambassadors are other business owners. All right? Why? Because they understand the power of a referral. They're going to reciprocate, right? They appreciate your referral, and they're going to reciprocate referrals to you because they're like that, right? Not only those people, but that's just a good place to start. They get it, okay? And that's what they do. So remember that old way versus new way, okay? Basically, you say, what can I do to help you? How you doing right now? All right? It's not, hey, what can you do for me? All right? You got that cheesy smile on your face, all right? Hey, with that little ding, glitter, whatever that, whatever that glitter smile thing happens, you know what I mean, when you do it, you have your commercial. All right, here you go. Okay? It's all about helping people. If you're authentic, okay? If you authentically help people, you'll never want for business. Really. Now, some of us has to learn how do we go meet people to be authentic with, and that's cool, all right? But that's why we do bank-owned open houses and do some of the stuff. We go sit the flea markets and get things cranking out. Just start meeting people, getting good at it, screwing up, all right? Made a mistake there, all right? Chalk it up to, hey, you know what? It wasn't me. They were an S. I'm an I, all right? And that's it, even though it may have been you screwing up, but that's all right. We'll just give you freedom to do that, okay? Blame it on the disc profile, all right? Do it now, all right? Do it now, do it now, do it now. Give out my last wristbands. We had them last time, and I had some extras hanging over from last time. I don't have any this time. I had some do it now. I know. Sorry. All right. Should have come Tuesday night. They had extras last night. We're going to get some different wristbands for this one. I'm going to try. I don't know if I'll have them by next week because we're meeting a week from now. I know you had 3 weeks away from me, but now you only get a 1 week. All right. 1 week reprieve. So those of you who didn't read the book in 3 weeks, you've got another one and something else in 1 week. All right. Check it out. All right. Your business should be about leaving a legacy. All right, that's what it's all about. All right, I want to leave a legacy. You want to be what they call the trusted lighthouse. He hears that term. All right, where you're the trusted lighthouse. You want people to attract to you, right? That you want to be the go-to person in their storm, all right, of finding a home. Because it is a storm. And quite frankly, remember if it was smooth sailing, okay? Smooth sailing, clear skies, they don't need a lighthouse. All right? Which means they don't need you. Which means they don't need to part with 6% of their net proceeds of their sale, or the gross proceeds of their sale, right? They don't. So thankful that storms occur, because when storms occur, that's when your chance is to justify your existence, right? That's the only way we can justify it. If it was smooth piece of cake, everybody could do it. They could go down to some government agency and get government type service, right? And get it done. They would. They might complain about it a little bit, but it's certainly worth $12,000 on a $200,000 sale, right, to them. Hey, it looks a little painful, but not that painful, all right? Not $12,000 worth of painful. And so how do we justify that? So you got to be that trusted lighthouse. Remember, thank goodness problems occur, all right? Thank goodness problems occur, because that way it's our chance to shine. Be that knight in shining armor. Focus on controllable issues. That's what we're talking about, right? We're going to focus on things that we can control and not worry about things we can't. Okay? Famous one right now is this. Zillow, Trulia, Realtor.com are fighting. They're stealing our stuff, and no one's ever going to be able to do business, and only the people that are in there stealing all our business, they're selling it back to us. Okay? Fair enough. Yeah, that's what's happening. Okay? Deal with it. You going to change it? Nope. I don't have deep enough pockets. Got a little extra money. Who gave me $15 today? Who's that? Oh, yeah, thank you very much. 16, actually. All right? Okay? I do take it. Next time I turn away money will be the first time. Okay? All right. If it's good, I take it. All right. Good deal. I don't have deep enough pockets to take on Trulia Zillow. It is what it is. All right? Here's the thing. Go focus on relationships and turning those relationships into referrals, and Zillow won't matter. It's true. All right? Go focus on relationships and turning those relationships into referrals, and Zillow becomes irrelevant. Matter of fact, last night, good advice. Leslie Kay, very top producing agent in our office, said, you know what? I send my people to Zillow. I love for them to see how off it is. Right? Utilize that. Make that a strength of yours. Say, hey, no, don't bury your head in the sand and pretend like they're not going there. All right? Send them there. Say, hey, look, they have some really good, valuable tools there. Some, all sorts of neat stuff there, but let's compare it. Let me show you, because my MLS, they're pulling from MLS and public records, and the MLS is up to date, and sometimes they don't pull often enough, and so there's some out-of-date stuff. Things that you think are active are no longer active, all right? But use that as if you want, go ahead and go there, but please just confirm with me, all right? Check it out so I can give you the raw data and figure it out. They're kind of self-admitted. There's some stuff that's off and so on and so forth, but that's cool. I get the fact you're going to go to Zillow. It should be. You should get the information from multiple sources. But call me because I want to help you through that process. All right? Use it and just say, hey, look, it is what it is. But if they're calling you instead of calling the listing agent, that's what you need, right? Okay? That's where you want to be. Okay? Next door, they're teaching them, make sure you're on Zillow so they can call you. All right? We're teaching them, hey, get to the clients before they even get to Zillow and tell them to call you so that then you can call the listing agent and they can, everything's fine. Good. All right? If they were lucky enough to get the one bean out of the 52 people fighting for the bean, all right, then they're good. All right? You still have the bean. All right. Upward spiral of life. That's what we were talking about earlier. Remember? Learn, implement, fail, evaluate. I love that part. I love that part about the book. All right? This applies to everything. Okay? All right? Not just real estate, not just anything, not your business. You learn. Okay? We actually implement. Remember, that's one of our words. Remember, we have 3 I's in 100K. Ideas, inspiration, implementation. All right? We learn. We implement that. We fail sometimes. We have successes too. I'm not saying we're going to fail every time, but there might be part failure, part success, so on and so forth. And then we evaluate that, say, hey, how'd that feel? What happened there? All right? Where'd that go wrong? What can I do better next time? What can I do again because that worked? Right? We just evaluate it from that perspective. And then we move on, and we go relearn, and then re-implement, then re-fail, and then re-evaluate. Upward spiral of life. Cool concept. Communication pyramid. I love this. I mean, that's why it's 7 levels communication. That's why the book's called that. All right? Pretty pictures, I think, in there. It's a really colorful one, right? If you didn't, page 35, I think it's on there. Way low, advertising. Okay? That's your billboard. Okay? Lowest form of advertising. Lowest form of communication. You're totally marketing to strangers. Right? People have no idea who you are. Okay? Next, direct mail. A little more targeted because you're going after a specific zip code, or I want to farm this subdivision, or whatever. Okay? So a little more directed. That's cool. All right? No problem. Just realize where you are in the pyramid. Okay? It's no problem. Just realize where you are in that pyramid. All right? Next one's electronic communication. Can I tell you something? On page, the top 3 are what if you're on page 38, on the top 3 are what he calls the influential zone, right? That's phone calls, events and seminars, and one-on-one meetings. That's where you want to live, ideally. But in between the non-influential and the influential, what he calls informational at the bottom, is that handwritten note. So right below handwritten notes are electronic communication. Let me ask you this. What would you rather receive? A call, a personal birthday card, or a shout out on Facebook on your birthday? Okay? Yep.
So I started doing this. My first client that I sold a house to, we've been gambling for coffee. I said, okay, you know what? Let's do this. Let's go get coffee. Called her, confirmed, and then I sent her a personal note card in the mail. We sat down on coffee, and she was like, I love getting mail. She's like, I cannot believe you sent me a letter. That was like the nicest thing ever, that you sat down and you wrote down the letter. By the way, there's this lot outside my subdivision that we want to buy. It might not work, but can you help us find another? Oh, and by the way, we also have a friend that's looking for a high-end rental, and he might just buy it in the neighborhood too.
What'd you put in the note?
Hey, I know we're going to do coffee on Monday. I look forward to seeing you. It's been forever. Da, 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 da.
Did you end the note with, by the way, if there's any lots you might be looking to buy, make sure you call me?
No.
No. Get together with coffee. Want to catch up. Love to get together. Haven't seen you in a while. That's it.
She was my first phone call after reading.
and you already got business potential, right? You're checking out this lot for her. It's because she didn't expect it, right? You don't go with the expectation, because when you go with the expectation, you have what we call commission breath, right? And it smells real foul across the table. Even if you get together with coffee, right? There's coffee breath and there's commission breath, all right? They'd rather have coffee breath than commission breath, all right? Because you're both drinking coffee. We had the cappers lunch yesterday, right, Lee? All right, and I told everybody after lunch, but before dessert, we all get together for a big group photo, all right? It's in there, 65 of us or whatever, we're crammed in there trying to get there. I say, hey, we've all had garlic, so everybody get together, all right? That's the rule. If one person has garlic, then everybody has to have garlic, because, pigs don't know pigs stink, right? Okay, just, everybody's there, right? So garlic eaters don't know garlic eaters smell when everybody's had garlic, right? Just, it's the norm, right? So we're all good. All right, so that's the cool thing, is that it's just, and was that fun?
Yeah.
All right? Is that funner than cold calling people in a phone book?
It was.
Okay?
And then another thing I did was I called Ambassador, a lender that I just started working with. We had somebody new join our teams,
Yeah.
and he had no idea what was going on. So I said, hey, let me connect you guys. We got a free lunch out of it.
Yeah, right.
The lender bought. Got a referral for him, and maybe he'll think of me next time when he has a client that he needs.
Happens. It's triangle of trust. And he talks about the triangle of trust in the book. It's powerful. Okay? You're already implementing a ton of stuff, and that's great because, guys, it's really not that hard, and it's a funner way to go. I'm just telling you. All right? Please, I know this is being recorded, and I know other people out there might be watching it. Nothing against Bold. Okay? But, and I'm saying it because she's been to Bold. All right? But what she just did, going out and writing a letter to a friend that she's already sold to, or even just a friend, let's get together with coffee, is a lot funner than everybody, we're going to go attack doctors today. Okay? See? That's great. All right? But what I'm saying is that in Bold, they're going to say, okay, today's our doctor day. All right? Everybody go out and call all the doctors, doctors, dentists, chiropractor, everybody go. Right? So you see all these people out in Bold, and they're out in the hall, all right, calling their sister. All right? Pretending, hey, look, if my little person walks by, just pretend like we're talking medical jargon, like you, because I hate calling people. And and this doctor I called in the last office, they hung up on me because you're the third person that's called me today. All right? And so that's you know what I mean? Nobody wants to pursue that. It's so much funner to just go have coffee, right? And get business because you didn't ask for it. Handwritten notes. They are so powerful, guys. Here's what I'm learning. I'm learning more and more as I go through this from Michael a lot, by the way. Post something like that on there, and Michael will chime in a lot of times. Yeah, 100K group pay. He follows it. He just chimed in when somebody posted Dave Ramsey, thing. He said, "Oh yeah, Dave Ramsey." He goes, "I'm all for it. It's great. Highly recommended." By the way, it's one of the. Matter of fact, where is it? Oh yeah, right here. If you want to win in business, this book will show you how to do it. Dave Ramsey. Okay? He goes, so Dave Ramsey's a big 7L guy, right? So Michael chimed in. So he'll chime in, but he loves to hear stories like that, that people are actually implementing, because he knows that 10% come and 10% of those that come actually implement. All right? So he loves to see when people are implementing. Michael teaches this in his cards. Remember, it's very much about the unbranded. Remember this first one when he sent out his note cards and his coach, cockamamie, right? Remember that? Do you love that? We were the first time we read this, we were all cockamamieing each other. Every time an excuse was given. All right, we dropped all these cockamamies on each other. All right? So yeah, when you give me a lame excuse, all right, I'm going to give you a cockamamie. Fair enough, Scott? All right, good deal. All right? Michael teaches what he took it a step further. I don't know if it's in the book or just in dialoguing with him, unbranded, branded. Is in the book? Okay, very cool. 50 for 7. All right? Because I know he covers unbranded, all right, in the book. Hey, it shouldn't have, Keller Williams feature home all over your card, because that just reeks of commission, right? You may not be asking for it, but you're asking for it, okay? So a step further is to what he calls unbranded, branded. Here's Cindy Hayden. Cindy Hayden's a capper in our office, works the beaches, okay? Kills it, by the way. Does a really good job, sells a ton of business on the beaches. She took this photo from her iPhone, all right? Had like 4 photos. She's really good. She always posts them. I'm like, wow, those are incredible pictures with her iPhone. She takes it all the time and she posts them up on Facebook. So she took these. and made like 4 different cards, sent them off to Vistaprint, and got these cards blank made. Okay? And that's what she uses for her personal note cards. All right? It doesn't say Cindy's. She didn't pay somebody $1,000 for the perfect slogan. Hey, I need to create a slogan for my business. You know, hey, can you change the font on the H? Make it a little more, because that's what people will do business with me then. All right? Because I have the perfect H font for Hayden Team or whatever. Right? No. She just went out and made these on her own. All right? It doesn't say Hayden Team Rocks. All right? None of that. It just says blank. And she writes things like, hey, haven't seen you in a while, was thinking about you. I drove by a dance studio, and I remember seeing you post a picture of your granddaughter's ballet recital the other day. How'd that go? Let's grab dinner. Let's grab a coffee sometime, Cindy. Or Cindy, P.S., let's grab a coffee sometime. All right? Oh, so she sends that out. Well, in addition to that, not let's grab a coffee sometimes, she also sends it to the people that have bought or, have inquired, or just anybody she meets, and so on and so forth. Okay, let me ask you this. Right now, she sends this to somebody in Boston. Okay? All right, they know her, right? Okay, Buffalo, New York, Baltimore, any place right now. All right, Nashville, Tennessee, for Pete's sake. Okay? She sends it out to somebody there. They know she's a real estate agent. Does she have to include her card? No. Does she have to say the sincerest form of flattery I can receive? No. She sends it out. Say, hey, just checking on you. I saw, all right, I've been praying for you. Spring's coming soon. All right, just hang in there. All right? Not even, hey, it's a good time to come live in Florida because this is our kind of sand. We put, we ought to put our sand in, and sand on the margarita glass, not sand on our roads. You know what I mean? Like, not even that. All right? She just says, hey, look, I'm thinking about you, man. I feel your pain. Right? First of all, personal note card gets saved. Period. This personal note card in Boston gets put on the refrigerator. Right? Or somebody's dream board. Right? Oh, someday I'll own a condo, at least, so we can go down a couple times a year. Someday. So it's on their dream board now. Unbranded, branded. I'm not saying that you do the beaches, because maybe you don't do the beaches. Maybe you're into biking. Maybe you're into whatever. Yep.
But I would say my business card.
Yep.
Is that a no-no?
He teaches not. All right. But if it's somebody, here's what he teaches not. Could you hear the question? Okay. The question was, he teaches unbranded, but can I put my business card in there? Michael teaches no. However, if it's somebody that doesn't really have your contact information, and maybe it's somebody you met at the open house and they did it, it's fair to do that. Okay. Yep.
And so I'll send them a note card like a few months ahead of time and then put my business card in there.
Not a problem with that at all. Not a problem with that. What he doesn't want is sending your aunt a card, all right, with your business card in there, all right, or your best friend, all right, a card saying, hey, I was really thinking about you. Yeah, you were. You were thinking about your bank account's a little low. That's why you put your card in there, right? So you weren't. So do you see the difference? And it's a subtle difference, all right? But I think that's what Michael would teach as well, okay? And guess what? What works for you, right? I'm not saying that Michael's, the guru of all this, all right? All I'm telling you is that the guy sells 165 homes in Kansas City and lives in Atlanta, all right? Okay, all while promoting his, another book and going out and doing seminars and all this kind of stuff because he's built a team. He's built an orange grove in Kansas City, right? That's it. Do you know Oranges Grove in Kansas City? I didn't know that either, but they do. All right. Okay? Fair enough. I mean, the one thing, guys, that if you're going to implement, if you start doing note cards, blank ones, perfect, no problem. They don't have to be. Don't wait until you get yours back from Vistaprint. Okay? Don't make yourself, I'll do it then. Do it now. Okay? Go get some blank ones. All right? And send it out to, that's one of our assignments. We're going to send out 5 this week. Send out 5. And don't have to be, I know Michael has a question. Dollar Tree has them for $1, 8 for $1. All right? Yeah. It's simple, guys. You go find it. All right? And probably at Dollar Tree, you can find something that has something on there would even be, relevant to you. Maybe there's a little orange tree on there. Or maybe there's, or whatever. Something that would say Florida or, what, I don't know. All right? Just get creative. You guys are smart. Figure it out. FIO. All right? Hear that from me a lot too. FIO, figure it out. Hey, Bob, what's the answer? Figure it out. All right? FIO, all right, you're smart. Okay? What works? Cool? All right, great questions. All right. Coaching session 1. He went through, he said, you got to have your why. We all know this stuff. All right? This is when he got hooked up with the coach, and the coach wasn't what he was expecting, right? The old gruff, drill sergeant kind of guy, all right, that yelled cockamamie at him a lot, all right? So when your why is strong enough, the how takes care of itself. To get 50, you need to consciously give out 100, okay? What? Teacher. I like that. Is that me? Is it replaying me? All right, very good. Awesome. I sound awesome, don't I? I'm awesome. All right? Got a high self-esteem. Do you know that? Me. All right? Never met a camera or a mirror I didn't like. All right, here we go. Beware of success suicide. All right? Remember he talks about success suicide? And once you start to get successful, something's going to hit you. All right? Don't let it drag you down. Stay sleeping your 8 hours, exercising, eating healthy, because something's going to attack you. All right? Something wants to come out and keep you from that. All right? You guys know the story of the lobster pot, right? Okay? Lobster's in a pot. Well, actually, you put a lobster in a pot, all right? You better put a cover on it, better put a lid on it, because it will climb out. All right? Put more than one lobster in a pot, no need for the lid. Because as soon as one lobster starts to call out, the other one reaches up and pulls it back down. Okay? Welcome to my family. Right? Okay? Lobsters, they just don't, okay? My family's a lobster pot. They didn't want to see me succeed. Come on. This is me. You guys have much better families than I do. All right? You know what? Someone corrected me last night. My family, and I firmly believe this, so I'm going to start using this vernacular. All right? My family is Jeanette, myself, Jeanette, Joseph, and Samuel. That's my family. The other people are my relatives. Okay? This is where it started getting, I had somebody break down, say, you don't know what I'm dealing with right now. Last time I was like, okay, well, holy crap, I know we went there, all right? But it's, we deal with this, it's hard, you know what I mean? There are lobsters in our life that want to pull us back down as we start to achieve, because they're not willing to do the hard stuff that we're willing to do. And because of that, they don't want to see us succeed. All right? Oh, my mother has my best interest in heart. And my mother didn't. All right? Yeah, well, that's right. She didn't. Okay? I don't know how else to say it. She didn't. All right? They don't. They say they do. They pretend like they do, but their actions speak so loudly, I can't hear what they say. Okay? That it just wasn't true. I've broken free from my family. It's a conscious decision from my relatives. Sorry, let me correct. I'm trying to work on my vernacular from last night. All right? I've broken free from my relatives a little bit. Okay, a lot of it. Okay? The reason people say, so you live in Florida. Wait. So your business is in Florida and you live in Tennessee. Uh-huh. Well, why'd you move to Tennessee? Was it because of family? Uh-huh. Oh, so you have family there? Uh-uh. That's why I moved to Tennessee. All right? Because I don't have any relatives there. Relatives, not family. All right? And so for me, I'm not saying for you, I'm just sharing my heart a little bit. All right? For me, I had to make a conscious decision because I had to get used to saying that. Okay? Wow. I'm sorry to hear that. I'll keep you in my thoughts and prayers. And I'm keeping my wallet in my pocket.
It's amazing how many people stick their hand out once they find out you have $1.
They smell it.
Awful.
It smells. This stuff has a scent to it. What's that? I didn't touch it. All right? Okay? It's not airborne. Of course, at one point, I did think Ebola was airborne. That's why I was driving down from Tennessee for about, 3 sessions. As I was driving down, just because I was convinced that they hadn't told us the truth. All right? What's that? Yes, right now. That's actually one of the goals that what we're going to do with this realestatetrainingchannel.com is we're going to start seeing if we get some legs other places. And all of a sudden, hey, we got 40 people following us in San Antonio. All right? Through that. Hey, maybe it's time to go out there and at least have a meeting with somebody and check it out. So who knows where that might go? I'm not licensed there yet, but can't be that hard, right? Go figure it out and find somebody and get it done. So as of right now, yes. Oh, technically, well, yes. It is. I have my license in Tennessee as well, but I have a one-man office. All right. Here I am. But yeah, so here, Orlando, and Jacksonville are the three locations, 3 areas. But I'm serious, guys. There's power in that right there. And here's the problem. I talked about it last night. I don't know the name of the book, and I didn't have time to look it up before this morning, or I would have. The author is Ruby Payne. And I think Payne is Payne. All right? It's basically, she's a sociologist, and she studies poverty. Okay? And the poverty cycle. Okay? And she works a lot with schools, actually, Ashley. You know what I mean?
I've read.
Have you read what I'm talking about? All right. And they talk. We got it because I want to understand where I was coming from. I had to be honest about where I was starting and where it was going to take to get me where I needed to go. Right. So I had to understand what was ingrained in me. And then this is me talking to me. So if it applies to you, great. If not, tune me out. So I don't know the name of the book. Do you know the name of the book, Ashley?
There's a couple of understanding poverty,
I think.
a framework for understanding poverty.
I think
There's several.
yeah. I think it's not a real friendly, happy read. It's more of like a sociologist case study, right? Yeah. But in there, they talk about the patterns that are just inbred, okay, literally, in poverty families. Okay? And how hard it is for someone to be, like, what's the word? She uses a word like basically the chain breaker. Okay? For someone to break free of that mold, it's called a framework for understanding poverty. And his Payne is Payne.
Yeah, all teachers.
Okay. Yeah. There it is right there. Got it on camera. Okay. Yeah, not seen it. Okay.
Too bright.
All right. Framework for understanding poverty. In there, she just talks about that somebody, if you want to break free of that cycle, somebody's got to do it. All right? Because if not, it's going to keep going. All right? It's just, the cycle's there. It's just going to happen. All right? Because what can this person teach their kids other than what they already know? Unless they make a conscious decision to break out. Okay? I'll be honest with you. My sisters and I were dysfunctional. All right? As adults, even early I was the youngest, all right? One would go spend money that her husband didn't know she spent and have to pay the credit card, so she'd contact me, and I would take money from our account, which I didn't have and didn't tell Jeanette, so that I could help her. What a train wreck. Poor helping poor, right? Can I tell you this? The best thing you can do for the poor is not be one of them. It's true, okay? That's the best thing you can do. And the day I finally, basically because Jeanette told me, come to Jesus meeting, all right, your relatives or me, all right, okay, I chose her. So when my sister called and I said, hey, you know what? Why don't you have a garage sale? Because you know what I was going to have to do if I was going to help her? Have a garage sale. Okay, you know what I mean? And I'd done that in the past. Let me have a garage sale so I can go help my sister, all right, who is undisciplined, and you know what I mean? It was just a train wreck, okay? Break free of that if you can, guys. Maybe I'm just talking to me, okay? If you're not there, cool. But for me, I had to break free of the train wreck. It is not your responsibility. Your immediate family is your responsibility. Your relatives, all right? Now, some of us, I know, have to sometimes take care of grandchildren. I think there's some innocents that are byproducts of that. Then you know what? Graft them into your family, not just a relative. I'm cool with that, all right? Because I know you guys are in a situation where you're doing that, right? That's admirable. I'm in 100%. They can't control that, right? The young kids, they help them break free, all right? If it is what it is, all right? Okay, so in that first session, here's what they had to do, if you remember, all right? By the way, you can email me and get a copy of the PowerPoint. All right, we can get you all these. Affirmations, blessing book. We're full affirmations, just getting up, talking positively, right? Okay? I'm a winner, I'm a winner, I'm a winner. All right, today. And he has some very specific examples, some great affirmations. We're not going to spend a ton of time going through them. The blessings book. What are you thankful for today? You can get up each morning and you're going to wake up and you're going to decide, here's what I'm thankful for. Okay? Here's what I'm good to go. Referral goals on your mirror. Internalize, oh, I didn't cover this. Here's a bonus. Not in the book, but Michael teaches it. I heard him do it at a seminar. Okay? Newer in the business, right? Less than a year. Hey, Danielle, you're in real estate? What's the next question out of their mouth? How's the market? Right? Get that? Okay? You'd be at a cocktail party. Yeah, oh, hey, Chuck, you're a realtor? How's the market? Right? And we act like we're surprised by that question coming. Okay? You know it's coming. So why not have a good answer for it? All right? Sherry did it with her doctor. All right? Check it out. Here it is. This isn't in the book, and it's not on the PowerPoint, the whole thing, so you have to write this one down. All right? How's the market? You know, the market's the market. It's kind of like the ocean. It ebbs and flows. I learned I certainly can't control it. I just try and navigate it as best I can. But the thing I'm most excited about is that I'm 32% of the way to my referral goal this year. Bam. Next question. Referral goal? What's your referral goal? Oh, you know, I don't know. I guess we haven't talked about that. You know what? My goal this year is I want to give 100 referrals and receive 50. So let me ask you, is there anything I can help you with? Bam. Okay? The market's the market. It's kind of like the ocean, ebbs and flows. I've learned I can't control it. I just try and navigate it as best I can. Because, by the way, can we control it? Okay, are you, I know, what's her name? It's not Bernanke anymore. It's a lady who runs the Fed. What's that? Yellen. That's right. Yeah, she speaks very softly. I think that's odd that she ought to, with a name like Yellen, she ought to, you know, exactly. But she speaks very softly. All right. Chairwoman Yellen has a lot more control over what the interest rates will do than you and I ever will. Okay? Period. Can't control it. It's kind of like the ocean. It ebbs and flows. I've learned I can't control it. I just try and navigate it as best I can. But the thing I'm most excited about is that I'm 22% of the way to my referral goal this month. What do you mean? Oh, yeah, I want to give 10 referrals and receive 5 this month. Anything I can help you with, James? Well, what do you mean by that? I don't know. You know, I'm a realtor. I meet a lot of people each and every day. I'm just out and about quite a bit. I know landscape people. I know roofers. I know electricians. I know doctors. I know CPAs. Anything going on in your life? Oh, yeah, you know what? I'm having trouble. You know, I need to, to talk to a CPA. All right? Hey, great. Here's a guy. You know what? Better yet, let me call him and I'll have him call you. Right? Not here's his number per se. All right? How about this? How about I'm going to call Todd, the CPA, and have him call you, James. Triangle of trust. Okay? Hey, Todd, I got another referral for you, bro. All right? James is looking for a CPA. All right? James gets a call. Happy. Because he was meaning to call Todd, but he didn't do it. But Todd called him. Right? James is happy. Todd's happy. Potential new business. All right? Fast forward 6 weeks from now, somebody walks into Todd's office and says, hey, you know what? I've been thinking, I'm a realtor and I think you've been doing my taxes for years, Todd. And I'm kind of tired of this bottom line thing. You know what? What if there's a better option for my real estate career? And Todd says, hey, got to check out Future Home Realty. All right? Pretty good gig. I do a lot of their agents' tax returns, and I know the most they pay them is $4,000. You just got them paying your broker $21,000. Might be something you want to think about. All right? Because I'm going to teach you how to take that 17 and talk to my other friend over here, my other part of Todd's business, is how to invest that $17,000. All right? Boom. Everybody wins.
I even just posted that. As soon as I read it in the book,
Yep.
I put my book down and I posted it on Facebook.
Yep.
And I had like a small business owner, we connected, and she sent me a rental referral, but I went to Facebook.
Sure.
And then who else was an 18 person and actually a furniture company that pays realtors 5%.
I saw that.
Of their commission.
Yep.
So
Go out there and you're helping people. Okay? You start referring. Give. Okay? They give is gain. Okay? Givers gain. I love it. Sherry.
Yeah, another thing that happened to me twice this week actually is I had a gal who I helped get in and rental last year and got a bill of credit up a little bit. But she said, hey, I didn't forget about you. I want to get you a nice bottle of red wine. What kind of wine do you like? For helping me. And I said, listen, I really appreciate you offering to buy me a bottle of red wine.
But what I could really use instead is just tell all of your friends, if you're on social media, Facebook, that you have, a good realtor, somebody who worked very hard for you to get a rental. And if you know anybody, that needs assistance in rentals or in buying or selling real estate, just do me a favor and just, let your friends know about, what service I've provided for you. That means more to me than a bottle of red wine would do. So if you can do that. She says, give me some of your cards. She says, I have some friends. So she was asking for my card. So.
That Michael teaches this in a seminar. I think he mentions it in the book. All right, but he teaches in a seminar. That is when you are allowed to have the referral conversation. Right? They ask, hey, Sherry, you've done so much for me. What can I do for you? Right? And instead of, hey, I don't need the bottle of wine, just remember me, right? When your friends or family. Now you're allowed. It's the same referral conversation that they were taught before, but they were doing it backwards, right? They were doing it on the front side, and nobody wanted to be around you because you were asking for it first. You earned the right. All right? Michael teaches in his seminar. Do you guys remember? In his seminar, they say, hey, man, Michael, you've done so much for me. What can I do for you? One word answer. Referrals. Oh, he said the R word. Yeah, because he earned the right. They asked, what can I do for you? You know the best thing you can do for me is refer me. That's the best thing you could do for me. All right? Told the agents at the Cappers luncheon yesterday, hey, Bob, thanks for lunch. It was awesome. What's the best? What can I do for you? Refer us. Replace yourself. I want twice as many Cappers next year. All right? Bring one with you. Here we go. Right? That's an honest answer. What can you do for me? If you really want to know what's going to help Bob, Jeanette, Joseph, and Samuel, is my business to grow. Right? Oh, Capper's Lunch is anybody who capped, hit the $4,000 maximum contribution. Once a year, from last year, we put them into just buy them lunch. We made it Maggiano's. What's that? It is a great lunch. It was Maggiano's. It's family style. It was a lot of fun. We just have it's a blast. We all get together. So there are some of our agents that they forget the fact that hey, $4,000 that's great. That's a small cap and everything else. So they're more excited about making the lunch. All right, it's a prestigious thing for us. If we do one thing then people strive to get there. So it's a lot of fun. And full disclosure, thanks to Kevin Overstreet and Insured Title, not a partner of ours, just happens to be somebody surprised me yesterday, talking about being a blessing, right? And whipped out his credit card and paid for lunch for everybody, 60 people. All right. Yeah, we had a room. Yeah, that's right. You used to work at Maggiano's, huh? Yeah, there you go. Yep, it was the room in the back there, And guess what? One of the servers used to be a CPA, all right? And hear me going around talking about to everybody. And I knew everybody there, but it's kind of fun. So, I know these people, and I know personal stories about their lives. Like Mike loves to dive. So I was telling everybody how keep an eye on Mike's website because it's called Underwater Mike. That's his email handle. And it's incredible. He dives with sharks all the time. My 8-year-old loves his videos. I mean, he's just right up there, and these sharks are bumping his. No cage, just free dive. It's incredible stuff, right? Mike Caluza, you sat over there. No, you weren't at his table. He was next door. That's right. Yeah, it's cool. So he heard us, and the server came up to me afterwards and said, "Hey, do you have a card?" Okay. I said, "Actually, you know what? I don't, and I'm not." And so Jim, I think Jim had his savvy card, so Jim didn't have a card, but he scanned it onto his mobile phone. He goes, that sounds like a really cool business you got going. All right? He goes, we deal with a lot of groups, and you just seem like a happy group of people, man. Everybody's having fun. And everybody had garlic, so we all could get close. All right? So we were all out. And the food was good. All right? The food was delicious. So anyway, so we just, what's the best thing? If someone asks you, hey, man, Chuck, I would so appreciate the referral. That was awesome. The mechanic you turned me on to, really good guy. It's hard to find a good mechanic that you trust that's not just going to say, hey, look, I'm a little behind on my mortgage, so your bill got a little higher this week. You know what I mean? Because I need to make up. So that honest mechanic's hard to find. James referred you to that guy. All right? Boom, man. Hey, what can I do for you, James? It's that triangle of trust, right? It's powerful, guys. It's really not that hard. It's amazing stuff. Once you start to live in that generation, it's incredible. All right. So we got the market as the market. All right? And then that leads right into a referral conversation, right? Okay, so why waste that opportunity? You're going to get the question. Why waste the opportunity to have some type of, and you're not asking, hey, my goal is to give out 100 and get 50. Do you have anybody to refer me? Right? My goal is to give out 100 and receive 50. Is there anything I can help you with? Right? Because remember, the top of the cycle is generosity first. So you got to start the ball rolling. Okay? So that's how you do that. Rainmakers affirmations on page 48, somewhere out there, somewhere in my community, someone needs my help. My job is to, in the book he teaches, my job is to find them. We changed it to my job is to attract them. Right? Because we're not chasing business, we're attracting business. Right? People are going to come up to us. Something about you. All right? Look, you have that, you want to help me kind of look, James. All right? That's what I want. Right? I want people out there doing it. Okay? Oh, good. How many of you guys read The Fred Factor? You read Fred Factor, right? Probably 3 years ago we read The Fred Factor. We haven't signed it in a while. So I'm getting bananas. By the way, again, bananas are a little weak right now. But at the Publix right there on 19 and Coachman. Okay, picture that. All right, 19 and Coachman. Guy checking us out. Hey, is it okay if I put all these, older gentlemen? Okay if I put these all in one bag? Because I had the nuts and the bananas and something else. All these in one bag? Okay, no problem. He goes, yeah, I'm having a great morning. I looked. His name was Fred. All right? And there's a story. The Fred Factor is an incredible book. You get a chance to read it. It's about this guy who does extraordinary service, goes above and beyond, and delivers what he calls Fred-type service. Okay? And this guy experienced it because Fred was his mailman, right? In Colorado. This guy, Mark Sanborn, wrote the book. And he tells a story about how Fred, when he knocked on his door the first time. He goes, first time, Mr. Sanborn, welcome to the neighborhood. First time I'm delivering mail to you. I just want to introduce myself. My name's Fred. All right, if there's anything going on, just let me know if there's any way I can help. Okay? Well, after Mr. Sanborn picked himself up off the floor because the mail person, right, actually could dialogue, right, and so I saw this guy's name. I said, hey, your name's Fred. I said, you know what it reminded me of? You ever read the book, The Fred Factor? He said, no, what is it? I said, oh, it's a story of a guy who gives extraordinary service, just goes above and beyond. The cashier, because he was bagging, right? The cashier says, hey, Fred, that is you, right? And I said, yeah, you know what it is? I said, Fred, it's the story of a guy who actually worked for the post office. And the guy, he steps back 3 steps. I wish my brother-in-law were here because he steps back 3 steps. He goes, I was with the post office for 24 years. I said, dude, I'm telling you, I said, the books, are you the guy? Did he not tell you he wrote the book about you? All right, you should be getting some royalties or something, right? Okay, so I just said, it's incredible, all right? And he goes, really? I said, yeah, this guy went above and beyond, and he was in Colorado. He says, oh, I was in Colorado, so it wasn't me, all right? And I said, you know what? I'm going to be back in town next week. I said, are you at this Publix most mornings? He goes, I fluctuate. What's your last name? Fred Deal. All right, it's easy for me to remember. Deal, okay? Deal or no deal, all right? So I got that, okay? I said, I'm going to bring you a copy of the book, all right, next week. I'm going to bring you a copy of the book, all right? So and I'm going to make a little handwritten note right in there. Hey, Fred, man, enjoy the book. This is all about you, bro, all right? I'm not even going to give my card because you know what? I'll be back in. And if he ever says, hey, Bob, what do you do? Actually, I own a real estate company. Hey, you know what? My aunt's like, hey, let me refer you to a good agent. All right? I'm, in and out a little bit, so I got some good agents that work this area. We can get you, covered and squared away. Let's just out there, just look for opportunities, right? Look for opportunities. I could have sat there and said, stinking bananas were rotten this day. Right? Yeah. Okay, right, exactly. All right, very good. You guys come in with me next week, all right? We go in there and meet him, all right? Okay?
Don't get in line behind you in the checkout.
Yeah, right. Exactly. Yeah, the other guy's like, the guy's, golly, this guy is stinking. We'll put crack in his coffee this morning. That's how it goes, And so, but just go out and have fun, right? It's not that hard, right? We talked about the first time, as long as you don't wake up looking like you sucked on a lemon all night, all right? Just go out and have fun, all right, and meet people. And I said, this guy, I didn't even see his name badge yet. I said, this guy's kind of a Fred. Because I look for people that are Freds. All right, I do. I said, there was a lady a couple years ago, we were reading the Fred book that ran the coffee bar area at the Panera, where I usually, get coffee when I'm in town. And she was just like happy, moving. Hey, no problem, I'll get you some extra, this cream. And I was like, holy smokes, this is different, right? That stands out. Man, when they have joy in what they're doing, that's a differentiator. It's sad commentary on our society, but it's true. But it's also easy because it makes it pretty easy to stand out, right? It's kind of fun. You start doing that, it's just, and so when I looked, I said, dude, Dad, go with the guy's named Fred. And then when I almost stepped back he stepped back 3 steps I did, we do when he said I worked for the post office for 24 years. I was like, what in the world? All right, this is like destiny. So, all right, 12-word epitaph, eulogy. Okay, by the way, habit 2 is start with the end in mind. Okay, we're not there yet. All right, so guys, rest easy. Habit 2 is start with the end in mind. Know what Covey talks about in habit 2, starting with the end in mind? It'd be a good idea, a good exercise to write your eulogy and maybe think about what, your epitaph would be. So, Michael, no apologies if you ever watch us later. We know you stole the stuff, all right? Michael will self-admit that he's just a compilation of the books he's read. That's who we all are, right? What's the differentiator in people, all right? The people you hang out with, the books you read, all right? The television shows you don't watch, all right? Fair enough? Okay? Do it now, 49, maybe he's had to do it now 49 times, 3 different times a day. Do it now, do it now, do it now, do it now, do it now. All right? 5 power notes. Remember that because that's going to be our assignment. His was 50. All right? I'm going way easy on you. Yeah. Yeah. I forgot. Don't do it if you don't like it. All right? Here's the thing. Here's the power of the voicemail greeting. And we had to work through this the first time we taught it. Okay? Was this. All it does is give you an option to return the call at a later time. Okay? Option. You can underpromise, overdeliver, and you're way ahead of the game. Overpromise, underdeliver, you're screwed. Right? What most of us right now, hey, leave your message, I'll get back to you as soon as I can. Is that 3 weeks when you're back from your vacation? Or is that 3 minutes from now? What is that? I like his perfect voicemail greeting. I didn't mean to gloss over it, so I'm glad you brought it up. Because it gives me the option to say, hey, look, I normally return calls between 12 and 1, and again between 5 and 6. All right? And boom, 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 boom. By the way, research your voicemail program, your cellular carrier, to find out if there is a button. If you can skip this message anytime by pressing star. All right? Because if they've heard it 18 times, they don't want to listen to that whole long message. They want to just leave you a message. Cool? Got it. So research that and find out. Every carrier's different that has a different option for that. Okay? Find out what yours is, because I think that's a very, very, very valuable thing. If you're going to have a long message, have an option to skip it. Okay? And just get to leaving me a message. Okay? No? Now here's the other thing we're going to talk about later when we start talking about first and tens and hour of power and all that kind of stuff. All right? And I think that's next week when we start teaching that. One of the things that I suggest you do on your first and 10, because we're going to talk about what a first and 10 is, we had to kind of work through this as well, all right? And I kind of dialogue with Michael back and forth on what he means by first and 10 and everything else. But one of the things that we do is we teach to maybe re-record. Do I need to, first thing on my first and 10, do I need to re-record my greeting for the day? Because I'm looking at my schedule, and returning calls between 12 and 1 isn't going to work today. I'll be showing property. So I need to, before I leave to go show property, say, hey, look, today, you can even say today is such and such a date, or say, you know what, just Danielle, thanks for calling, I normally return calls between 2 and 3, and again between 6 and 7. Because that works for today, right? And that's cool, because you don't want to leave at 12 to 1 and then know you're showing property, and someone leaves a message at 10:30, and you don't call them back by 1, they'll say, liar. Why would I do business with a liar? No, like, and can't trust her. She said she'd return my call between 12 and 1. She didn't. All right? Powerful. I mean, it's countable, right? But we teach that. I think there's beauty in that. All right? Because again, now, I normally return my calls between 12 and 1 and again between 4 and 5. All right? Somebody leaves a message. You know it's somebody leaving a message, and you've got time right now at 10:45. I would call. I'm not going to call you till 12. No, call it back at 10:45 if you got time. Hey, I had a few moments before my next call. I just wanted to get back and saw you called. Hey, wow, that was extra. That was fast. You know what I mean? You underpromised, over-delivered. Fair enough? Okay, good. Great question. Get accountability partner. All right, and we got to roll. 7 habits. I know you haven't read it, but here's what we're going to do. Where's my book? Oh, here it is. Thanks. Thank you very much. Keep me on a leash, huh? Okay. All right. Here's the thing, guys. Did anybody start this? Okay, I saw you had. I saw where your bookmark was. I said, hey, you know what? I may have chose the right one.
We got the clip notes.
Okay, good. Cliff Notes, that's good. You know, audio version was available. Some people got picked up. There was someone said a free audio version's available out there if you research it. Not a bad thing. Everybody learns differently. Yes.
I got the 25th edition, or
Yeah.
the 25th year edition.
Uh-huh.
It just came out, and it was amazing. I read it a long time ago,
Mhm.
but he has the 25-year edition to it.
I think, yeah.
It's pretty awesome, and I read the whole thing.
Did you read the whole thing?
Oh, I did.
Yeah.
It was good. I really enjoyed it.
That's, you know, I'm just telling you guys, it's a very revealing read if you allow it to reveal you. Okay? You have to allow it to reveal you, but if you allow it to reveal you, it's funny for me. Now, again, those of you who are new, I think we kind of had the disclosure, too, that I bring up God a lot here, and if you're offended by that, I apologize in advance, but, you know, I just bring up God a lot. I truly sense that in my life right now, God is really speaking to me because there are 4 different things I'm reading and or listening to and or, quite frankly, the sermon I was in Sunday morning, all right, that talked about me growing from the inside out rather than the outside in. He talks a lot about inside out. In this book, he teaches that he wrote the book as a result of studying the past 200 years of our American existence, right? And that the first 150 years, all the literature was focused on what he called principle-centered stuff. Integrity, honesty, loyalty, faithfulness, trustworthy, honest. I mean, I can't remember whether, you know, just principles, core values, right? I mean, core principled stuff, right? Unchangeables, all right? After World War I, the last 50 years, and he says, hey, look, there's nothing wrong with it, but just realize we're treating the symptom rather than, you know, actually trying to eradicate the disease, okay? Is that it became more of the pop culture, and I'm a victim of this. I'm a pop culture kind of, if you think you can, right? That's cool. That's great stuff to hear. But that's also the stuff that motivates you for a night and leaves you in the morning because the core has not changed, right? Sounds sexy and fun tonight, and I wake up tomorrow and my life still sucks, right? It wears off quickly. That's what that motivational hype stuff does. Inside out principles, all right? I feel like I would love to go have the lesson on this in a joint session of Congress, right? Okay? For our Congress people and our senators, all right, and all points in between, all right? Is having principles that don't change, all right? No one's going to look at me and say, hey, look, given your choice, if you could be principled, would you rather be honest or dishonest? Honest wins every time, right? And it's once we eradicate the cancer, all right, the liver spots that show up as a result of the cancer cure themselves. What we do is we're spending so much time putting cream on our liver spots, right? And not worrying about the actual disease that's in us, and that's the dishonesty, the unfaithfulness, the lack of integrity, those core principled things. That's why I'm telling you, when you read this, it filleted me, all right? And I'm being reintroduced to it again, and I'm just getting beat over the head, guys, all right? I'm far from perfect. I'm just telling you, there's so many things that I need to work on, but, man, just to hear the stuff that's speaking to me as I read this, I just highly encourage you, please, please, please read, all right? Don't disregard this part of it, okay? Because there's good, really good stuff here. Did you anything? You don't have to be as open and as honest as I was just now, but anything strike you?
I think the paradigm, just looking how you see the world. There was especially the picture of
The old lady,
woman.
right?
I did that I had my son look at it, and we talked about that for a while. Just the way you look at things, really, we can both see the same thing, but we're looking at it differently. Mm-hmm. So that was, I think, really.
There's a picture, and then some people see it like a elegant, like 1920 style young lady, with a necklace on, and the other one see an old crag with a big nose there in that picture that's in the book, and it's talking about how our paradigms are just visions, the way we perceive things, right? And so what the perception has been is that we're going to go outside in, all right, recently. And so he's trying to change our paradigm to say, let's shift our focus, start working from the inside out. Okay? Like I said, it's not an easy read for me, all right? Just because it's hitting a little too close to home, if you know what I mean. You know what I mean? One of those things where it does it. So just be aware of that. There's a chart on page 11. It's on my page 11. It's probably not your page 11. That's just my reminder. There's just some stuff there about, let me look at it real quick. I want to show you this is, by the way, only in the foreword. You haven't even got to the meat of the book yet. What cultural tendency is today and what a principle-centered tendency would have been or should be. All right? So, for instance, in our body, right? Cultural tendency, maintain lifestyle, treat health problems with surgery and medication. Okay? That's the symptom. Well, it's not a chart. It's just kind of like it's like 4 different things. It may not be on. It's in the introduction. It's in the foreword. Okay. But rather than do that, the principle center says you prevent diseases and problems by aligning your lifestyle to be in harmony with established universally accepted principles of health. Right. So I live healthy and I don't have to worry about medicating my bad health. Imagine that. Right. I don't have bad health because I'm principled and living healthy. So that's the kind of thing. The difference in cultural and principle centered. So catch that. That's what I was trying to get on that one. Inside out character versus personality ethics. True character versus just personality. Principle centered paradigm. Okay, that's a different paradigm shift. Is that we're going to focus on principles as opposed to personality ethics, and that private victories have to come before our public victories. If you get to the chart, and we're going to start looking at this once you get to the next section, where he breaks down into 2 upside down kind of pyramids, if you remember what the chart looks like. The first 3 habits are personal victories, and these habits are in order. Okay? We have to do the personal victories first before we can have the public victories. And that's what he's trying to get across to us. All right? And if you haven't read this yet, the P versus PC balance, this is production versus production capacity. And he uses the illustration of the goose with the golden egg. Remember that? Okay? Where in that story, it's an Aesop fable, right, with the goose with the golden egg, where the guy starts getting a couple golden eggs. He says, man, I want some more golden eggs. So he goes in and rips the bowels out of the goose. So give me those eggs. Well, he got 2 more eggs, but guess what? No more goose to lay golden eggs, all right? Sometimes we get it backwards. We start attacking the thing that actually produces what we desire, all right, in order to get it faster rather than just be patient and let it happen. Fair enough? All right. Okay. Give me 5 minutes. I want to have a discussion on why this is so hard. I want your input and your feedback. All right? I told you, 10% of our agents even come, 10% that come implement. Okay? Give me some names, or give me some ideas. What keeps us from success? Stinking thinking? Change. Fear of that? Yeah. Okay? Mm-hmm. Fair enough. Okay? He said, I'll repeat it just because for the stinking thinking, agreed. Okay? And you said change and the fear of or the knowing how difficult it's going to be. It's easier to not. Agree? Yeah, right. Focus, all right? The ability to actually laser focus on this stuff, right? That's awesome. You're right, because you're right. The dog is a squirrel, 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 all right? Not focused, right? Just reacting, okay? And too many times, I don't have my phone with me, we are slave to this bad boy. Every time it dings, rings, bings, and flings, all right? I'm jumping, oh, hey, oh, what, what's that? All right? I'm supposed to be playing chess with my son and my phone, Put the stinking thing away. Let your voicemail say I'll return calls between 12 and 1, again between 5 and 6. All right? Quite frankly, Jeanette, Joseph, and Samuel are in my house. There's not an emergency. Right? I got everybody accounted for. Nothing I need to worry about my phone. Okay? I certainly don't, once baseball season starts, need to be following every pitch of every Rays game from up in Tennessee on my phone when I'm supposed to be engaged with my son. Self-admitted, shame on me. All right? That's what you can hold me accountable to. All right? It's not that important. What did he throw in the 2-2 pitch? How did he throw a curveball there? He knows that guy's sabermetrics tell him that he's looking for an off-speed pitch. Okay? Big flippin' deal. All right? Big flippin' deal. All right? Look at myself. Anything else? We're going to talk about a few things. What do you think is the biggest differentiator in people? When I say that, successful people versus non-successful, success doesn't necessarily mean monetary, all right, in your eyes. Ability to take action. Not just know, but do. Remember one of our favorite phrases here? To know and not to do is not to know. Right? Why waste your time knowing it? Why come here, spend 2 hours, and then get out of here and not implement? Okay? Apply it. Do it. I love that one. Anybody else? What's that? Mindset. Mm-hmm. Hmm?
And he could have written all of these books when I was like, oh God, really?
See?
Yeah, so it's definitely a mindset.
It's a decision, right? But it's not an easy decision. We talked about that. That's, that change is not, and it's uncommon in the masses. That's why here's the thing. Income equality, great idea. Take all the money right now in the world, redistribute it to everybody equally, all right? Give us 15 years, we'll be right back where it is now. Okay? It will, all right? Unless people learn to change their way of thinking. Now, if they have a paradigm shift and said, I want to do the hard things that need to be done, have a different mindset, decide to change, right? There you go. Okay? We're all saying the same thing. Can I tell you, my wife and I, Jeanette and I, had this discussion, all right, just the other night. And Jeanette is very good at it, far better than I. She's taught me. I'm as successful as I am because of her insistence on this. Discipline. I'm a firm believer that if you lined up successful people on one side, all right, and had a little sliver sliver for the successful, the big wide open range for the unsuccessful, all right, discipline would be a high characteristic of those on the successful side versus the unsuccessful side. Because you know what? I'm learning this. Discipline is self-denial. All right? And the hard part about denying is that's easy. All right? The self part is hard. Right? I'd love to deny you. All right? All day long. All right? You ought to eat oatmeal every day. All right? Me? I eat oatmeal every day. Why? Because my dad died at 47. My mom had quadruple bypass at 56. Jeanette read a book somewhere that says oatmeal is the virtual Muhammad Ali for your heart. You know what I mean? It's the biggest cancer, artery declogging fighter out there. And I'm not talking, I like oatmeal. And I'm not talking about the oatmeal with about 4 pounds of brown sugar poured on it. All right, trust me. I was like, I can do that, no problem. She's, All right, I'm like, what do you mean? I'm allowed to put cinnamon and some raw nuts on there, okay? It's not that bad. But my tongue tells me otherwise, right? There are a lot of other things I'd have, all right? And they usually involve a carb of some type, okay? That's the things that would attract me, all right? So Jeanette is so good at this. And she didn't really come from a family that taught her. She had to self-discover. She's just further evolved than I am. There's another pyramid we talk about in our household a lot, and that's Maslow's hierarchy, okay? Google that one, all right? And find out that I'm down here at survival, all right? And she's at self-actualization, all right? Also understand why we have some, banging going on in our household sometimes because she's so evolved and I'm not, all right? I'm struggling to get there, all right? Yeah, I'm hitting home a little close, all right? I'm just, it's hard to get there, and it takes change. It takes a disciplined approach and it's just hard. I mean, so I'm a firm believer, guys, that if you could just, and here's what I want. We know it's hard because it's uncommon, right? How do you think we can raise our percentage of implementation in this group from 10% to even 20? All right? What I'm asking is this. I've taught this stuff for now 4 years, not in the Michael Mayer stuff, but a lot of the same stuff for 4 years, and I see the same numbers come through. All right, I told you 10% of the people actually went out and got an accountability partner. All right? I mean, how do you think, and this is just an open forum, help me out here. What would benefit you the most to help you be I hate to use the word motivated because that's just too temporal. Inspired, all right? Principled to change, all right? To do it. I mean, do I make you? I mean, I'm just asking, I'm just throwing out ideas. Do I make you, hey, look, unless you have an accountability partner, you're not allowed in the door next time? Would that help? No, because then I might be missing the people that I need to help. You know what I mean? It's kind of tough love, but how tough do we do it? Because I'll tell you this, you start posting stuff on the group page, you're going to get your answers. All right? You may not like all of them, and you may have to weed through some, but you'll get answers to stuff you need, right? So if it's the semantics of it, I'm just thinking, how can I help our thinking? Mine included, all right? Any ideas?
Okay, I read this book, well, what chapter did you like best, or what did you like best about it? You're being put on the spot, it's uncomfortable, but that everybody in the room's gotta go around and say, well, when I read chapter 1, I got this, and if you get to you and you say, you know what, guys, I didn't read this book. You know what I mean? I don't know.
Yeah, these ideas, we're just brainstorming, I get it. Yeah, right. If it's, we're not being graded, and I'm not saying, and I don't want to make it uncomfortable for anybody. I get it, but it is uncomfortable. But you know what? Accountability is uncomfortable. All right? It's a fact of life. James, you got something?
How about if you have to have an apartment set up, but then you also have to, well, maybe not so much in a public forum, but maybe you or something like that, where we actually give you a status update on what we did with it, that kind of stuff, so that we make sure that everyone's employed.
Fair enough. How about this? I have one simple, Jim.
I was just going to chime in on that too. Same thing, but maybe you turn in a piece of paper, say who your accountability partner is.
Yeah.
And then when you first start, get that. Then after that, you turn it in.
Here's what we did.
Yeah, no. Well, who is it? And
right.
What did they help you with this week?
Right, exactly.
One simple thing.
Okay, perfect. I think it's a great idea. All right. How about this? And I like this. So here's what I'm hearing. I'm going to start you slow. All right. We're going to ease into this. Okay. Because the other thing I've done is, remember these commitments, all right, that we talked about last time? Your willingness to change, be honest and accountable, agree to read one book a month, all right, get 8 hours of sleep a night, right? Drink 64 ounces of water a day. I know. This is 16, all right? Okay? No, all right? This does because he just added a little fizzy something to it, and it's not. But best thing, two of those, all right? 2 of those, 4 of these, all right? That's all it takes. And you got your 64, okay? The water that's in coffee doesn't count, all right? I tried that one, all right? Okay, all right? Okay, doesn't apply. All that stuff, okay, fair enough, all right? Here's the one. Cardiovascular exercise, I'm telling you guys, all right? Danielle's going to Mexico in a couple months, right? Got to get you back in shape. You ready to roll? All right, let's get it done, all right? What do you just for fun?
Actually, my boyfriend sells auto and homeowners and a company.
Oh, it's like a company trip? Awesome. Tell him congratulations. Did he earn that trip? Or?
It's something that they do every year.
Okay, cool. Awesome. Well, you earned it because he kept his job. Yes, all right.
Well, it's family owned.
Oh, okay. Well, exactly. Okay. That's right. It's relative owned, not family owned. It's relative owned. All right. So, awesome. Well, okay. Have fun. That'll be good. So, volunteer at a nonprofit 4 hours a month. Donate 10% of your income to a church, synagogue, or another nonprofit. Worship once a week. I'm telling you, for me, I got hammered Sunday morning. All right? It's not why I go to church. I don't go to get hammered. All right? But it happened to hammer me because I just, I'm in a stage of my life right now. All right? It was actually, I got hammered, but it was very inspiring to know that, hey, look, this is just reconfirming, all right, what I need to do. Right? I'm hearing it. God doesn't know me from Adam. Fairly large church, all right? Doesn't know me from Adam, okay? Felt like, one of those things where, hey, look, Bob, let's sit down and have a chair and let me talk to you. All right. He was talking to a whole congregation, but it was me. All right. One of those kind of things. All this requires discipline and accountability. Okay. It's not going to be easy. All right. But it's going to make a difference. All right. So here's your assignments for next session. It's only 1 week away. We're meeting 1 week from today. Okay. When I say the assignments for coaching session number 1, yeah. 1. Yeah. That's right. Oh, is it next week? Okay. Just watch it online. Watch a replay of it. Okay. Fair enough. All right. I'm glad you're going there, though. That's important. Okay. That's a reason and not a lame excuse. All right. Okay. Assignments from coaching session number 1. They're on the PowerPoint. Email me for the PowerPoint if you didn't write them all down. There are a lot of them. Okay. I will post I've been doing that. I'll put the PowerPoint on Facebook. Give me a couple days because I still got to teach us in Orlando tomorrow. Then get home and then probably be sometime Friday. That is. Cockamamie. I love us waiting for somebody to drop a cockamamie. All right. When I get to the hotel, well, I can't do it tomorrow. I'll do it. Okay. I'll do it by Friday morning at the latest, hopefully by Thursday night.
Do it in the next hour.
Okay. Well, because I don't want Orlando to get ahead of themselves. All right. They can't get a preview of this stuff because then they won't come. All right. All right. So, exactly. It's right. I know. All right. So the assignments we'll put. Your affirmations should just start thinking through these things. I'm going to ask you to do. Just start thinking. Hey, what are my affirmations? Go back and review. What does he mean by affirmations? Read in the book. Okay. Affirmations. All that stuff that's on there. Upcoming meeting dates. 3-4. That's next Wednesday, right? Okay. 3/26. We got a gap then again. All right, and that goes to a Thursday. So just be aware. We flip around a little bit because of room availability here. All right. 4/8, 4/22, and 5/6. Sure.
8 change because it was 4/7. I had that.
Was it? Oh, you know what? I think we're going to go 4/8.
It is 4/8.
But that one put an asterisk next to too because I think this room's not available. We may have to make who's got a big house? Anybody? We can meet at? All right, we'll talk about that one later. All right. Okay. Not yet. Oh, I love it. Who said that? Who said not yet? Data girl. I love it. All right. Awesome. And there you go. Share successes and challenges in the Facebook group page. Read and study habit 1. So those of you need to read part 1 first, then get into habit 1. Habit 1 is be proactive. It's only about 15 pages long, the chapter. Okay? It's habit 1, introduces be proactive. And here's the one thing that we talked about being accountable, right? And what can I do to hold you to your stuff a little bit? Here's the only thing. Rather than having, we've only got 1 week, so rather than having an accountability partner lined up, we'll probably do that next time. I'll give you 3 weeks after that. This one, come prepared to share where you're going to donate your time. I've been too easy on everybody. It's been a nice platitude for us to say, hey, we like to donate our time. That's good. All right? Here's one. You're not allowed in the door next time if you don't have a place where you're going to serve. 4 hours a month. Okay? You don't have to have it already arranged. Just know what you're going to do. What's your plan of action? All right? I'll give you some ideas. All right? Big brothers, big sisters. It's not going to happen overnight. You have to get approved, fingerprinted. They got to fillet you upside down and backwards. All right? Cool. All right? But that's an option. If that's what you want to do, go for it. Hey, you know what? I've arranged out my church goes and serves the homeless once a month at St. Vincent de Paul down in St. Petersburg. We do that. So I've arranged and I'm going to go start doing that. Cool. Here's a great one. All right? Go down to the VA hospital and request to become not an intern. I can't remember. I did it for a year. It was awesome. What do they call it? It's like a yeah. What I did is they'd say, hey, what do you need? I'd say, what do you need? And they'd say, okay, you're on for 4 hours. We need Mr. Johnson in rooms 520. He has to go down to third floor for an MRI. He needs to be wheeled down there in his wheelchair. So I'd go up there and I'd spend 15 minutes on the way down chatting, waiting for him to do it, and get to know Mr. Johnson. Thank him for his service. Hey, Mr. Johnson, you know what? I own a real estate company and I'm thriving, United States of America. So I appreciate your sacrifice to protect my right to thrive in this and where I am today. It's the best year of my life. All right, it was awesome. Best 4 hours I ever spent. I'll just repeat it. Moffitt Cancer Center or other cancer centers, to be people that when they're getting their chemo, that you can just be there with them and read to them whatever they would like, all that kind of stuff. It is outside of yourself, right? It's the first step in self-denial, because when you're doing stuff like that, it's not about you, it's about them, okay? And it just becomes really fun. Could be passionate. Could be going out, hey, you know what? There's a group that meets once a month and goes and cleans up the need in Clearwater Beach. That's your passion? Go for it, right? Whatever. But come next time, just tell me. I will go around the room and ask you, all right? So if you're not prepared to do that, at the very least, all right, then that's a litmus test, if we will. Fair enough? Okay? All right? So that's all I'm going to ask you to do. After that, I think that's a great idea about the accountability partners, all right? You need time after that. Cool? Questions? Comments? I can't wait for it. Yes, ma'am. Yeah, Tuesday night will be the 3-3. For 3/24 actually, because that's a Thursday, because it's still, Tuesday nights are consistent. It's the Tuesday of that week. So whatever that is, it's a Tuesday night of that week. So those are always Tuesday night, because that room is available. Cool? All right. Any questions? Ruby Payne, Fred Factor? Oh, yeah.
Is it Bob MCD?
Bob, MCD, at futurehomerealty.com. Cool. Good question. Yeah. Yep. A different type of hut. Yeah, completely. Yep. We'll get somebody in to do that. They're still actually fighting in Congress on a few things to try and, because that's creating havoc, not only from the title side, lenders, their GFEs, they've got like a no variance in these 8 documents, right? They can have absolutely, there's a variance in the GFE and the thing, and it has to be there hand delivered 7 days in advance, and if it's mailed, there's assumption. It's a train wreck, all right? It's Dodd-Frank run amok, all right? The hard thing is we got rid of Dodd and Frank, but now we can't get rid of Dodd-Frank, all right, because the bill's there. They're leaving a legacy, not the kind of legacy we want, all right, but it's there. All right, so we will work on that as we get closer to August 1 for sure, because we need to be aware of it. Okay, that's part of the nuts and bolts that we'll cover in the realestatetrainingchannel.com. All right, we'll find somebody that can actually record that session and not be afraid to say things out loud that's going to be recorded. All right, and so that you guys can watch it while you're in car line. All right, picking up your grandkids. All right, in car line. Cool. Other questions, guys? Pat yourself on the back for being here. All right. People aren't, all right? Pat yourself on each other's back, even better, all right? Pat it and give it a little rub if you need, all right? Cool deal. If you need us, reach out, all right? If you want to copy the PowerPoint, reach out, and I'll post it to the 100K group page. Oh, yeah, see Sherry. If you're looking for a place to, hey, I need, wagon wheel, something like that, see Sherry. She can get you hooked up. Thank you. Awesome. Great, guys. If you need us, let us know. Thanks for coming. Oh, yes. Future Home Realty. If you owe me for a book, all right, let me know. Bring it. All right. Checks are made out to Future Home Realty. 16.